All right. Excuse me for that, guys. Just had a little bit of a technical thing and also had a burp a little bit, but I am good now. We are locked in. We are ready to go with the early. I wanted to do it earlier, but I just had so much stuff this morning between a video to do, between my boy all over the place, between having to do a little bit of shopping as well. Like, I had a gang of stuff to do this morning, man. It was actually kind of wild how much stuff that I had to do this morning. But yeah, we're here. We're ready. We're ready to go. We're ready to lock in. Ready to entertain. Ready to have fun. Talk about some games. So yeah, I did say last time. I think I said on my last stream that I was going to be doing a stream that was earlier on today. Like anytime that I got family stuff to do, be earlier. So like not this upcoming Friday, but next Friday, I'll have another early stream sometime earlier before as well. So usually some Mondays, some Fridays throughout the month. So yeah, that's usually when I have the earlier streams. But yeah, it's all good, man. I'm excited, like I said, to talk about the content for today. We've got big Capcom update. Stealth put out the games that they've already announced for this year. We're going to talk about Capcom for 2026. We're going to talk about Monolith Soft for 2026. We're going to talk about our favorite games of this year. I'm going to talk about my updated impressions of Metroid Prime 4. I'm going to talk about the Game Awards. We actually got a gang of stuff, a bunch of stuff to talk about. So I'm excited, man. Big love to Roger. Thank you for the 10 months. Then also Justin with the $3 dono. Let's go.
I beat Prime 4 and the Pokemon DLC. As the first Prime game that I actually finished, I really enjoyed it a lot. The Pokemon DLC is good but very grindy.
Then that means I might like it. I'm a fan of grindy. I know not everybody likes grindy stuff, but I've always been a fan of grindy. So yeah, it's all good. So yeah, absolutely. I've been hearing that because like the Pokemon go up to like level 150, right? They have like super mega, strong Pokemon. So your Pokemon gotta be up to snuff, Justin. Thank you for the $3. First combo of the day. We have full extensions today. Let's go. And big up to Justin. Thank you for the big $3. Starting off every 15 combos, we will have a 15-minute extension. Let's go. Dior, shout out to Dior. Thank you so much, Dior. I appreciate that. And also, Justin, first Ninja Blood as well. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that too. Let's go. Big love, big love. Let's continue on with the shout outs here. Thanks to Justin as well. Thank you for the big 3. Yeah, for those that were here before and like you saw one stream disappear, then this one came up. It's because for some reason YouTube did an update and I can no longer change the thumbnail anytime that I want. Like for some reason you can change the title, you can change the description, you can change everything but the thumbnail, which is just like I said, I don't know what they're doing. So for some reason I can't change the thumbnail, and I thought I already put the thumbnail, but I didn't, so I had to delete the stream then re-put it back up. So I'm sorry about that. Let's see here. Egomaniac is here. What's up, Egomaniac? Epic Globster's here. What is up, Epic? Daniel C. Life Will Change. General Zamora. Byzantium. What's up, man? Huddy. Elements Nullify. Chrono Rig. Brand Smith. JC. Hop. Hip hop. Hip hop till you don't stop. Mega Lee. What's up, Mega Lee? Hitbone Lee. Let's see here. Super Gaming. What's up, Super Gaming? J2 says 2026. We locking the freak in. Yes, sir, Mr. J2. We out here, fam. Let's go. Play dual Mega Man Dual Overdrive. Oh yeah, Mega Man 11 today. Nice. Yeah, Mega Man 11's like $5 right now. So I went ahead and copped the digital version myself of Mega Man 11. Give him a little bit of love. I think it was worth it. To go out there. They announced a new Mega Man game. All right, they got the Mega Man 11 on sale. Let me go in and cop that too. Show Capcom a little love as well. What's up, Baron Venter? What's up, man? Flydius, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Aaron PRND. Prime 4 is freaking good. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I'm pretty much at the very end of the game right now. I'm about to go to the ending sequence, but I'm just cleaning up a few different items that I need to get before I go. So I'm just kind of cleaning that up. I think I pretty much got everything down. I'm just gonna visit Volt Forge one more time. Just make sure I got everything that I can get at least. So yeah, man, I'm excited, dude. I think it's Metroid Prime 4 is fantastic. This is the first Metroid Prime game where I've enjoyed it thoroughly all throughout the game. I mean, I don't think it's perfect, but I don't think any Metroid game is perfect. Outside of no game's perfect. Like I said, outside of Chrono Trigger and Mario Bros. 3, those are the only 2 perfect games. But outside of those, like, no game's perfect, okay? So yeah, there's always something in every Metroid game. Super Metroid, it's the controls. The controls were trash even kind of back then. I mean, they were better than the original Metroid, but they were like, just trying to wall flip is just terrible in that game. You know, Metroid Dread, I mean, nothing really particularly wrong with that outside of the music. But yeah, there's always something like Metroid Fusion, too easy. You know, Metroid Zero Mission, not enough new content with the Zero Mission parts. You know, Metroid Prime 1, it's good, it's cool, but like the original aiming and stuff like that, the loading doors. I mean, so there's always something wrong with something. So, but yeah, this is definitely the most enjoyable Metroid Prime game that I've played, probably ever. I think that, like I said, I'm not gonna say it's the best right now. Let me finish the game. But it's looking to be my favorite Metroid Prime game, and I've played and beat all of them. So, like I said, maybe like I was talking to my brother yesterday. I was like, maybe I'm not a Metroid Prime fan, because you know everyone's saying, oh, Metroid Prime, this is better. I'm like, what? How are those better again? Like, based off of what? It ain't based off the game, like the shooting. It ain't based off the gameplay. It ain't based off of that. So it's like, what is it based off of? You know, like backtracking? Okay, I guess, sure. Let's see here. Shout outs though, guys. Air Riders, Mario Kart World had me hyped on Saturday. Oh yeah, man, it was fun. Saturday was a great marathon. If you haven't seen the replay of the marathon stream, check it out. You know, all 5 hours is up. I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed a lot of it. So yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button too. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Yo, yiggity yak says what up. Hey, what up, baby? What's up? About to check out Divinity 2. Yeah, Divinity 2's out for a free update. So if you guys don't know, if you already have Divinity 2, you can update it on Switch 2 for free. You know, so yeah, go out there and check out Divinity 2. It's like a CRPG. It's like Baldur's Gate. So keep that in mind. I'm not a big CRPG guy, you know, so I mean, I think I'm gonna skip. But for those, I mean, it's one of the better RPGs out there for sure. It's definitely one of the better RPGs on Switch 2. Like, it's got a lot of mechanics, a lot of systems, a lot of good stuff, you know? So yeah. Let's see here. Ian says, sorry, I haven't been on the lives much. I've really been busy taking care of my son. Hey, you don't gotta apologize for taking care of your family. Hope everything is good. Still watch your videos every morning. 51 weeks is Ninja. Let's go. Hey, shout outs. I appreciate that. Yo, what's up, Gloria? Welcome. How you doing today, young lady? Thought you'd be at work right now. Let's go. I haven't played a lot of Prime games, only a little bit of Prime Remastered. I'm thoroughly enjoying Prime 4 Beyond. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I think that if you're like hardcore into Metroid Prime and like what made Metroid Prime 1 really good and Metroid Prime 2, I think this one definitely comes as a little bit of a change. But like I said, I think it was all good decisions, honestly, like for the most part, for me at least. But you know, I've played Prime 1 Remastered and I thought that was good as well. I thought Prime 1 was good. I thought Prime 2 was okay. I thought Prime 3 was really good. I played that one, but this one blows Prime. Like, in terms of the fun that I'm having with this game compared to Prime 3, I remember vividly my Prime 3 gameplay. Now, I don't remember my original Prime 1 gameplay, my original Prime 2 gameplay as much as Prime 3, but I do remember all of them. I remember when I first, because that's why I got a GameCube. I got a GameCube for Metroid Prime 1, and I remember playing it and thinking it was really good, but I remember just, you know, being lost a lot, you know, being a bit nauseous at times, having the wireframe issue with the maps just weren't as easy to read. The backtracking was just kind of lame at times. Like, it was still really good though, and I really like Prime. I think it's really good. It just frustrated me more than I was excited. But the highs of Prime 1 and the highs of Prime 2 beat out the lows of those games. Prime 3, you know, they tried to modernize it a bit more. Samus has like a ship and she goes around and stuff. But Prime 4 it's just, to me, just more fun to play. It's just more fun for me, you know.
Also, I found my copy of Splatoon 3. Lol, I had a blast Saturday and I forgot how easy items can mess you up in Mario Kart.
Oh yeah.
Lol.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, you found your copy of Splatoon 3, nice. That's why I said sometimes it might be good for digital games, like games that are like, you know, multiplayer where you're gonna come back to them after a long amount of time. Those games are usually best bought digital. You know, those games are usually best bought digital because you don't want to have to go grab the cartridge for a game, you know? So for me, all of my multiplayer games are pretty much like, all my big multiplayer games are digital. Although I am probably going to buy a digital copy of Kirby instead of a physical because I'm already getting kind of tired of that. Sometimes I just want to play Kirby in short spurts and I don't want to get up and go get the cartridge. So I'm probably going to buy a digital copy of Kirby at some point down the line. They'll probably have like a discount or sale. I'll probably buy it then. So yeah, shout outs to Justin with another $3 donor. That makes it $6. on the board. Hey, yo. 6 on the combo board. Justin running the stream. Anybody does 6, you can beat out Justin on the board for the Hokage. 3, time up or pass him up for the Stream Ninja. I appreciate that. Yo, Yoshi with the 2 and says, finished Prime 4 last night. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But like I said, I understand some of the issues that some people are having. You know what I'm saying? Like with Prime and all. Like, I get it. I get some of it, you know? Not trying to, you know, discredit people in terms of their opinions. Yo, what's up, Elias? Welcome. Hey, what up, Justin Smith Williams? What up, Joe? Have you been playing Prime 4 Doctor handheld? Because I know you said tabletop mode helped with nausea. Actually, I've been playing on my TV, and my eyes have adjusted, but I honestly think it's the combination of very high resolution and very high frame rate. And I think that's what's making me not be so nauseous. And the game just moves slow. Like, Metroid Prime moves slow, and there's a ton of third person in the game. So, like, when you're on the motorcycle, third person. When you're in Morph Ball, third person, right? Like, so for me, it hasn't been as bad because of the 120 FPS, the good resolution, good frame rate, like no issues there. And then a lot of me going into my bike or Morph Ball or whatever. So I purposefully, if I'm going through an area, I'll purposely get into Morph Ball, you know, just to take me out of first person sometimes. So that's been helping me out a lot. So I only got nauseous like once or twice. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. But once again, it moves so slow. Like the fact that it moves slow, you know, it really makes it to where it's not that bad for me. At least not since the first day or two. But my eyes have adjusted. My equilibrium is kind of balanced now. So I'm good. But yeah, if the game moved faster like Doom, I think I'd have some issues there. So yeah, thank you, Yoshi. I appreciate that. Which first-party Nintendo games 2026 do you think we'll get? New 3D Mario, yes. Zelda remake, yes. Port of Smash, no. I think we could see maybe the first glimpse of Monolith Soft's new game as well. He didn't lose. He just couldn't find it, but then he found it. Yo, shout outs to there's a Maroni with the subscription. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Village. Thank you for subscribing. Hey OJ, I'm curious to know your thoughts on the ending of Prime 4 when you get to it. Yeah, once I finish, we'll talk about that. But I won't spoil it though. So once I get there, I've been having a blast. I just got through the last part to get like my 5th teleporter key. So now I'm just cleaning up the other areas. I'm 18 hours in, almost 19. So you know, I've been taking my time. I've been exploring every inch. I might finish with 100% scan and 100% items. I might have missed a thing or two, but I'll finish. I'm going to finish very close to both 100%. I mean, I have over 90% already. I have like 93 or 94% on both of them. So I'm pretty sure just the last area, I'll get my scans in and I'll get whatever items that I need to. I'll go back and look around and then I'll finish up the 100% scan or the 100% items. So, but I'm very close on my first playthrough. So yeah. And I've never done that in Metroid games before. I hate collecting all the items in Metroid. I actually really dislike doing that. Believe it or not, especially Metroid Prime, I actually really dislike going through and collecting all the items, but this one has been manageable because once again, you have the hub areas. They're very easy to get to. You just ride a bike to wherever you need to get to. Once you know the layout of each area, they're very easy and okay to navigate. You don't have to go through all these paths and labyrinths to backtrack across a whole thing like you do in Metroid Prime 1 or Light and Dark World, which is the most annoying thing ever in Metroid Prime 2. Metroid Prime 3, you got to go from planets and then like loading times. This one's much faster. So I don't mind collecting all the items and all that, which I've never done in any Metroid game outside of Super Metroid and maybe Metroid Fusion. I don't collect all the items in the games because I don't find it very fun, like super fun. I just collect enough to where it's like, okay, you know, I can have enough, you know, power and everything like to beat the boss or whatever. But yeah, Metroid Prime 1 to Prime 2, I did what I did. I collected what I collected and I got out of there. And I'm like, all right, I'm done, you know? This one, it's very different for me. So according to your Paul Gale, 2026 will be a great year for Switch 2 games. Why is after he spoke with many devs at TGAs? Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that a lot of the developers are looking. They knew that the Switch 2 was going to have a good start, but I don't think anybody felt that it was going to start this good. So I think they're all kind of accelerating their plans for 2026 whenever they can, you know, get everything ready, get everything set. But I think announcements are going to be fun too. I think that Nintendo probably is overflowing with announcements. If you go back and watch the original Nintendo Directs from 2017. Look at those announcements and you're like, oh, okay. Did you guys know that one year or one Direct, the first big Direct after Nintendo finished, after Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch 1 came out, Splatoon 2 was the final announcement at the first big Direct from when the Switch 1 launched. They already announced Splatoon 2, that was the big one more last thing. It was Splatoon 2. You compare that to now, I think Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave was the one more last thing. And also they had multiple new game, first party new game announcements. This Switch 1, they did not. So it was pretty cool. It's been a nice change. Justin with the $3 dono again.
Unreal Engine 5 will get better soon than later on Switch 2.
Absolutely, yeah. Unreal. For those who don't remember, Unreal Engine 4 was crusty on Switch 1, and it still to a degree is somewhat, but it's gotten so much better. Like Unreal Engine 4 was bad on Switch 1 at first. Like we had indie games not performing well, like Rhyme and Snake Pass, and certain indie games were not playing well because of Unreal Engine 4, because they needed updates. So yeah, I think that once they kind of get acclimated, once they kind of get used to it, but Unreal Engine 5, even on Xbox and PlayStation, is not great. It's not incredible for every game either. So I think they'll get better as time goes on for sure. Shout outs to Justin. Thank you for another $3 dono. That does get us to 11 on the board. Justin out here pretty much dominating the comp. So I appreciate that. 4 more combos and we have 1 extension to 15 minutes. Let's go. Just need to do hard mode to get the rest of the hidden gallery stuff. Some there is pretty wild. Yeah, I need to do the hard mode too. I didn't 100% Dread. No, I didn't feel like 100% in Dread. I almost 100% in Dread. I think I got like 90 something, but I just didn't feel like going back and doing everything. I just didn't feel like it. If they do a Switch 2 edition of Dread, I'll go back and I'll probably 100% it. Like if they do like a 4K 120 FPS or 4K 60, I will 1000% do it, because that 900p looks kind of crusty. It doesn't look crusty, but it could look so much better on my big TV, my OLED. So if they go back and they really enhance it, and I will definitely go back and and finish that one up. But there's no need. I already beat the game. So, I 100%ed Super Metroid, though. I feel you on that. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but after playing MP4, there's no way that this game is a 5 or 6 out of 10 or even a 7 is questionable. I agree. I think for me, at least, like I said, if you're going to compare it against the past Metroid games, like I don't think you can sit there and say that, Metroid Prime 3 is multiple points better than this game. That is insane. Or Metroid Prime 2. Unless you're just, like I said, a hardcore fan. But if you're looking at it objectively and not having like your Samus panties in a twist or whatever, it's like there's no way that you can sit there and look at this game like, oh yeah, Metroid Prime 2 is 3 or 4 points better. Like, that is insane. That is a wild assumption, in my opinion. That is wild to sit there and say Metroid Prime 2 or Metroid Prime 3 are 3 or 4 points better than Metroid Prime 4. That's just crazy, considering Metroid Prime 4 plays significantly better than those two games. Just go back and play those games on the GameCube, okay? And then play Metroid Prime 4 and be like, okay, wait, hold up here. And listen, even back then, people talked about Metroid Prime controls. Like, it wasn't like it was like, oh, that's just how it was back then. No, that's not how it was. There were people that were saying, oh, the controls, and saying different things. Yeah, you had a lock-on, but there were definitely people that were talking about it even back then. Now you have lock-on, you have free aim, you have way more options. So, you can't sit there and tell me Metroid Prime 3 is 3-4 points better than this game. Come on now, stop, So yeah, Elias, we know, I know that Divinity. We just talked about it. So yeah, we discussed it already. So if you have a Divinity Original Sin 2, go out there and pick up the free update. So yes, I'm aware. Let's see here. UE5, what's up?
Chuck, can you please tell my husband when I tell him buy me Mountain Dew with sugar, please with sugar. I just found out that one is 0 sugar, and that is that.
Is that what you came in here for?
Yeah. I need to tell the chat to tell you.
I bought her the wrong Mountain Dew, guys. She wanted the regular Mountain Dew. I bought her Mountain Dew Zero. There's 3 different Mountain Dews. There's Mountain Dew Diet, there's Mountain Dew Zero, then there's Mountain Dew Regular. I saw the Zero and I said, oh, it's not the Diet, so let me just get her the Zero. And she had a problem with the Mountain Dew Zero. So she's saying, why did you buy me that? So she came here to complain to you guys about the Mountain Dew that I bought her for the pizza. We bought a DiGiorno pizza so she can eat something. Just because I'll be busy later and I won't be able to eat with her tonight. So she decided that she was gonna come here and let everybody know that I did not get her the right Mountain Dew. So yeah. Failure of Mountain Dew mission. Yeah, failure of Mountain Dew mission. So yeah. Did I ever go back to Zelda? I have not went back to Zelda yet. No, not yet. I don't have any time right now. Maybe I'll go back to it at some point, but right now I do not have any time to go back to Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I mean, I went back a little bit, but I don't have time to really go back there and enjoy it in the 60 FPS and all that, but maybe I will coming up. Excuse me. I know, bad husbando. Come on, man. Zero Mountain Dew. Listen, I got everything else but that. Everything else but that. Your name is Momo on here. They changed the freaking thing, Momo. So they changed it to where it's but the ats again. They back to the ats. Can I ask you guys a question? Is it still at on other places or is it just at here? Is it, if you go on other people's live streams, is it at or is it the actual username? Which one? So yeah. Well, no, JC Hopkins, there's two different types of 0 calorie or zero Mountain Dews. There's literally something that's called Diet Mountain Dew, and then there's something that's called Zero Mountain Dew Zero. There are two separate ones. They are named separately as one of them is zero, one of them is diet. You know, so, and then there's the regular Mountain Dew. So there's, and of course there's different flavors of Mountain Dew. But in terms of like the regular, like the greenish looking, you know, TMNT looking Mountain Dew, like there's 3 different forms of that one. Literally called Zero, Diet, and then regular. So yeah, I got her the Zero, and she had an issue with that. Let's see here. I just want to make sure everybody knows the difference, that there is actually Zero and then Diet, you know. So Tears of the Kingdom is better at 60. I need to actually finish the game. Started a new save. Oh, you started a new save? You should have just went from your old one, right? No? Okay. Yeah, Tears, it's just such a long game, kind of, you know? So that one kind of sucks, like, to start over. Because then, like, you have to collect all your resources again. You have to do all this stuff. And it's just like, oh, man, I don't know about starting over. But it's all good. Shout out to Jeffrey Tucker. What are you guys up to? What are you guys playing, man? Let me know what you guys are playing in the chat, man. Let me know. Let's see, Deb, if she was like, my old lady, you got to go back to the store. I couldn't because I had to stream, so I couldn't. So I went and did everything, and I went and started so I can't go back. Yo, shout outs to Honey with the 55 months. Joan Inches, if Prime 4 wasn't called Metroid and was a Sony exclusive, it'd be at 90 plus. Prime 4 is my favorite. Switch to exclusive personally. Sky's music, please. I thought about that. What if this was called, like, I don't know, like, you know, let's just call it something else. Let's call it Guard High. I don't know, instead of High Guard, Guard High. Guard High, you know, Ultimate. And it was just like a different IP. I think it would be at least an 80 something. Minimum, I think it'd probably be like an 85, 84, 85. And on PlayStation, 80 something at the bare minimum. But yeah, I do think that it would be a higher upper, you know, upper end type of game. Overall, but hey, you know, it is what it is, right? All right, let's see here. Skies, because I mean, there were reviewers that gave it a lower score simply because of Miles McKenzie, simply because people talked, not even because it was bad. It was just because people talked. They literally said that they were gonna give it points lower just because of that. That has nothing to do with the actual combat or how good the game is or not. It's because they just simply don't like a specific thing. You know, it's just like, I'm butthurt about something, right? So I think that's what happened with Metroid. To the point now where it's the same score as Metroid Zero Mission? Or not, sorry, Metroid Other M? Come on. Like, it's a joke. This really, that exposed the reviewers that this is a joke. This game is not the same quality as Metroid Other M. That game's controls are atrocious in back then standards and in today's standards. That game's controls are atrocious, and it's the same score as Metroid Other M? Come on now, bro. Get out of here. Skies, get out of here. Justin with another 3 shout outs.
Just wait, the probiotic trend is starting with Pepsi,
Oh.
so don't be surprised if there's another Mountain Dew. Lol, also maybe I can finally get back to Trails in the Sky.
Yeah, the probiotic trend. Okay, yeah, sign me up for that one. Justin knows he works in the drink industry, so he got all the deets on that one. Shout outs to Justin. Justin dominating right now. Thank you so much. Combo breaks. 14 on the board. 1 combo away, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, from the first 15-minute extension. Here we go. Shout outs, man. I appreciate that. Skies of Arcadia. We need Arcadia music. My man Huddy. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you, fam. Let's go. It was a game that was already high guard. I cannot wait for the life. If it was a game like it is already high guard, cannot for life remember what it is. Just remember you turned into a chicken when you got downed. I'm not sure what that game was. Let's see here. I think the NPC hate in Prime 4 is wild. I legit don't understand it. Basically, people want it to be completely isolated and anything but that is too much. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it was fine. I thought it was an okay. I thought it was fine. But once again, like I said, if this game wasn't called Metroid, then there'd be a problem, then there'd be a problem. Or there wouldn't be a problem at all. And that's the issue that I have, is that it's not because it's bad, it's because they have some type of preconceived notion of what it should be. So therefore bad, because I don't like that in this particular title. It's not bad overall. It's fine. So yeah. Let's see. Do you think Nintendo will begin the year in a direct or January, or they'll leave it February? No, they don't have directs in January or February, Elias. It's usually, you don't remember the directs? They're usually like March or April. So spring, March or April. I don't think it's going to be January. No, I don't think they're going to do a January direct. I think they're going to do March or April. They don't really need to do a direct in January or February. I mean, they already talked about like the games that you're talking about, like Pocopia and stuff like that, or like Resident Evil. Those games have already been discussed and talked about and coming out. They've already been in multiple directs. Resident Evil has been in multiple different showcases now. We don't really need to talk about it again in another direct. So no, like we already know all the games that are coming. Those have all been in directs, and those have all been marketed, and they'll continue to get their marketing. And then in March, after the investor meeting, that's when you do the direct. You do it, okay, what's going to be for the middle of the year? What's going to be for the end of the year? There's no need to do a direct before just to retell us again about the same games that you've already told us about like 3 or 4 times. Like Resident Evil, that's already been in 2 directs now at this point, so there's not really any need it's been in multiple presentations, so there's really no need to go over it again, so yeah. Let's see, February or March, mostly February with a few early March. Yeah, most of the directs are in March or April. I'm guessing that, but we'll see if it's February. But I don't really think they need to do anything January. Like January for sure, no. Like I don't think they need to do anything like that. So yeah, February is more consistent in the past. March would be too late for games like Mario Tennis. But like, okay, so you think that they're gonna do a direct before Mario Tennis comes out? I don't know, man. We'll see. Okay, maybe I'm wrong on that. We will see. Pretty sure we have direct January, February before. No, we've had directs in February, so I'm off on that one. January, we've had some directs in January, but they've been like a mini, like in 2018. Like we haven't had a ton of directs in January. February, yes. March, we've had them. Let's actually look up. Let's look up the Nintendo Direct history. Nintendo Direct spring history. Nintendo Direct, let's see, Nintendo Direct, date history. Nintendo Direct date history. Okay, so we can look up exactly when all the directs were and everything like that. So 2012. All right, so we're not gonna go to 2012. We're gonna start from like the Nintendo. We're gonna start from like the let's start from like the Switch 1 era. So let's see here. We had a direct in and we're only talking about actual big Nintendo directs. So in 2017, Nintendo had a direct a big direct on April 12th, 2017, a day before my birthday. So that was the early direct. Now they did have a Fire Emblem direct. They did have a special thing like in February, special producer Fire Emblem. They had like an indie showcase in February. So I'm not counting all of those, guys. I'm just counting the actual big directs. Okay, so April 2017. Now let's go to 2018. 2018, they had a Nintendo Direct on March 8th, 2018. That was the Super Smash Brothers Direct. So they had that. In 2019, they had a Direct. Okay, that was the first, February. So a big Direct in February 13th, 2019. And then in 2020, they had another one. There you go. February 20th. February 20th, big Direct in 2020. And then in 2021, they had, oh my God, I'm getting cooked here. No, you guys are right. Nintendo Direct February 17th. So that's 3 years in a row. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting cooked. Dude, I am getting super cooked. You guys are right. I'm stupid. February 9th as well. Big Direct February 9th. I'm dumb. Yeah, I'm actually an idiot. February 8th, 2023. And then here's where I finally get my redemption, guys. There was a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase in 2024 early, but then they had the real Nintendo Direct in June 2024. So yeah. So that one's kind of like split, right? 2025, a bit different, but 2025, we get back to March 27th, 2025, but that was a different year, right? But they had a direct, like an actual, like regularly scheduled direct for like Switch 1 in March 27th. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, I got cooked. February, it's February for sure. Yeah, we had a lot February. I'm stupid, I forgot. So yeah, we had like, what was it, 4 or 5 straight years of just February. So I was just remembering like the first couple years where it was in February. Where like the first couple of years it was 2017, 2018, 2019. But then after that it was like February, like couple of years, March. But then after that it was like boom, like a lot of February. So yeah, I got bodied on that one. You guys got me there. You got me good, Elias. So I'm stupid. So yeah, February, they definitely could have do one in February, but we'll see. I don't want to bank on it because you never know, right? But like, we'll see what happens. Let's see here. You say you're February. They're gonna. You listen when they finally announce Fire Emblem 4 remake. Seriously, I'm gonna give it to you guys, man. I am going to let you guys, everybody that made fun of me about that, I'm gonna let you guys know about it too, like every single like 2 seconds. Don't worry, I will get my redemption for Fire Emblem. Okay, I will get my redemption. Let's see here. OJ, what's the most hours you put on Persona playthrough? I don't know, 100 something. I'm currently playing Resident Evil Revelations. The same director for that game is doing Resident Evil Requiem. Nice. Resident Evil Revelations is really good, so that's good. You make a Samus Mandalorian and you have to take place the Star Wars universe. It's 90 plus easy. There's way too many games undated for spring to leave it beyond February. I just don't want to say that that's going to be the case. I think that an early March one could still happen, but we'll see. Once again, we will see. Let's see it. Nate, stay missing in action about that game. Nate's missing in. I'm missing in action. He talked about it a few times. I talked about it way more. I made a bunch of videos for like years now. So I gotta just shut up until it happens. And if it doesn't happen, man, I'm gonna be so upset. It needs to happen, bro. It needs to happen. Let's see. Even still, this year you have to have 1 or 2 punch with Switch 1 and 2 coverage. Yeah. It's the start of the fiscal year. You have to remember February 1st after holiday sales. Or it's the start of, the quarter, right? So January, February, March. So yeah. Let's see. Fire Emblem 4's Jump Force reaction? I think that reaction. Rhythm Heaven Fever. Yeah, we need exact dates for Rhythm Heaven Fever. We need exact dates for Tamagotchi, whatever that thing is. We need a date for that. We need obviously Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, get us a date for that game. So yeah, there's a few different games that need to be like kind of like dated. Maybe Switch 2 editions of those games. I could see them trying to just say, hey, we'll get you like an extra $5 or $10 out of you. You can get the Switch 2 edition of Tomodachi Life, or you can get the Switch 2 edition of Rhythm Heaven Fever. for an extra $5 or $10 or whatever. So I can see that too. Early March would be good for me. Oh, bring back the Algeria for Ramadan, and I'll have all the time to enjoy the hype. Oh yeah, that'd be great. I hope that's the case, so you can just be back home and relax and enjoy your holiday and enjoy, you know, what you're doing for your you know, your culture and your tradition and with your family. That'll be good, Elias. I hope that for you too. I hope that for you as well, man. So no, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. I think that it's an interesting scenario that's playing out here at this point, you know. Interesting scenario. Shout outs to everybody that watched today's video. Sorry that it was a little bit late, man. I was thinking of something to do last night, but I couldn't think of anything, so I just went to sleep. And my boy was acting, he was just up all night, so my wife was like struggling with him. So it was a little bit kind of crazy. But thanks for watching the video today as well. Appreciate that, people that were watching. Really appreciate you guys coming through and watching the vids like always. Let's see here. OJ, what do you think is IGN's best JRPG of all time? What do I think of IGN's best JRPG of all time? I don't know. I don't read IGN like that, so I don't know what their best JRPG of all time is. I don't know what they put. Let's see here. So yeah. OJ, do you know how to cycle Switch 2 battery is? I feel like my battery life when playing portable doesn't last more than 2 hours. Any tips? Do you use the battery 80 to 90% option? I don't use that battery 80 to 90% option. In terms of the tips for your battery, obviously watch the brightness setting and watch the volume setting. Also see if you have like Bluetooth and all that stuff turned on. With all that stuff turned on, and depending on what game it is, it's not gonna last like super long. But I'd also say, like, I don't know if you trained your battery already, but look up training your battery. You might have to train your battery a little bit too. So look up that, and then, or there might be an incorrect display as well. If you got like one of those launch model Switch 2s. So yeah, look up that, Google search it, and you'll be able to find it pretty easily. Nintendo Prime also did a video on it, so you can look up that, and you know, that tells you what to do. Let's see here. Your boy also got the wrong Mountain Dew. Yoshi, I think you're behind on the stream, Yoshi. So hit the live button, my boy. Talked about the Mountain Dew a little bit ago. Oh my gosh. Remove HDR for portable as it's not worth it given the screen itself. Yes, that's true. Remove the HDR for portable as well. Yeah, remove the HDR for portable. Not worth it because of the screen. Adjust the brightness, you know, for that, whatever. You should be good. I'll check out the new video after the stream. Thank you, The Great Why. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Did you guys see the massive amount, speaking of Mario Kart, did you guys see the massive amounts of people that were acting kind of crazy when it comes to Mario Kart over Sonic Racing Crossroads? Justin with another 3. Let's go.
Do you think people forget how Switch and Wii U games actually look on actual hardware compared to Switch 2? I feel like some people's memories of the games are mixed in with emulator YouTube videos and images. Lol.
I do think that some people don't realize that in comparison. Yeah, some. But I think most people can look at a Switch 2 game like Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment and say, wow, that's really Switch 2, you know? That's definitely Switch 2 because, like, the greater the situation or problem was on Switch 1, you can clearly see that there is a massive massive upgrade, right? Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is like the biggest, it's like the tale of two tapes. One, it tells you that Switch 1 games, or let's just say the 7th generation graphics and all that is good enough. That just, I think that's the one thing that it tells you. However, the tech built around those graphics can get better or needs to improve. I think that with PS3 and 360, the CPUs and everything was a problem. The game structure is completely fine for the most part. We had open world, we had action, we had adventure. Everything that you can do in today's day, you can kind of do back then. The only difference was, how does it run, right? That's the only big thing, was how does it run? How does it run? Sure, you can do more with the graphics in today's day and the worlds, but the problem is the development time. Resources and development time. So while you can do way more with PS5 and Xbox Series and high-end PCs, how long are you going to get to develop the game? Are you going to get 10 years to make that true massive open world? So you have to strike a compromise, in my opinion, between graphics from a 7th gen game to a 9th gen game or current gen game. somewhere in between. And I think that Switch 1 was maybe on the little bit on the low side, but was still good. The problem was everything else around it, the CPU and stuff like that. So the frame rates and the resolutions were not great. Switch 2 is a much better balance of that, to where it's not the highest of the high, but it's not the lowest of the low, which would be the 360 era, right? It's not that. It's like right in between, you know? Hey, what's up, V? So I think that a lot of people, yeah, sure, they don't remember how certain things ran and looked, but the Switch 2, in my opinion, is pretty much the perfect balance. Now, it's not perfect for everything, as some developers are going to want to go super high-end or do this or do that, but I truly feel that if you build games with Switch 2 specs in mind, you're going to get more time to develop the game, you're going to get a better result on Xbox and PlayStation, and you're going to get a better overall game to where you can actually put content in the game instead of worrying about making sure, there's the horses, balls have the veins or whatever, like some type of stupid rock star stuff that they do in their games. Like, not everybody has 12 years to develop one game, or not everybody has a million years to develop a Witcher game or like a Cyberpunk game. So I feel that if most developers just focused on that, I'm telling you, you'd get easy 4K 120 FPS on PS5 Pro with almost no optimization issues. And on Switch 2, you can get yourself a nice 1080p 60 frames per second, depending on, like I said, how intense the game is. But like I said, a lot of devs, they don't think about that. They're thinking about sometimes the most tech or whatever. But I think that a lot of Japanese developers are now starting to incorporate that. So while I see what you're saying, Justin, like, it makes sense, I do think that people are realizing with Switch 2, it's like, okay, this is pretty good. Because they see what happened with Switch 1. They see Zelda Breath of the Wild running at 30. Now you got it at 60. They see the lower frame rates, 900p, dynamic. Now you got 1440p, which looks so sharp on your TV, upscaled to 4K. So a lot of people are seeing the differences. You're seeing that. Shout out to Justin. I got our first combo in Overclock. Let's go. 17 on the board. Hey, yo.
Overclock Buster.
Stream clock extension, 15 minutes. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's the best mid ground if you don't have anything. If you don't have anything, get this. Let's see here. Mew says Mario Kart World is too boring, to be honest. I don't play it anymore. It's been like 3 months. That's probably because you don't have anybody to play with, or you have friends. We were playing it yesterday on my stream for the bonus or for the marathon stream, and it was freaking ecstatic. Go back and watch the film. Go back and watch the watch that. We were having so much fun playing Knockout Tour. We had some fun playing just the regular races. It's great with friends and all of that. So I mean, I think it's because you don't have anybody to play with, so you think it's boring. But I mean, if you got people to play with, trust me, it's actually a blast. So yeah, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment has no improvement. It has less features than the previous Hyrule Warriors. What do you say, they're crazy rewriting history? No, I'm not rewriting any type of history. Hyrule Warriors Age of Improvement has double the frame rate of Age of Calamity. Age of Calamity runs at sub 30 frames per second. If you're looking at the resolution is well above that. I think Age of Calamity is 720p or it's 1080p dynamic, something like that. This one runs, I think, at 1080p plus, or even up a little bit higher than that overall. If you're looking at in terms of the content of the game, I mean, I think I beat the game in about 60 hours, and I still have more content to play through. And then with Age of Calamity, I think I put about 79 hours into that before I beat it. So content-wise, maybe it's a little bit more, but gameplay-wise, I feel like the gameplay in Age of Imprisonment is significantly better with the different unique skills that you have to take out certain enemies in a way, in addition to it having, just like I said, more variety within the combat with these Zonai devices as well. So in my opinion, it is a big improvement over Age of Calamity, in my opinion. Now, I don't remember all my gameplay with Hyrule Warriors, Hyrule Warriors or not. I do remember Hyrule Warriors, the original Hyrule Warriors. Yes, that game has a ton, but that game also has a bunch of DLC that was paid, that was put into the Switch 1 version of the game. So that was not the original release. The original release is more closer to what we have. And then if you paid for the DLC, then you got all that. Then okay, yeah. Then if you paid for it again, then you got all that in the definitive edition. But Age of Imprisonment, in terms of the content that it has standard, I mean, I got through 60 hours, and that's doing most of the side quests with it, and then there's still stuff to unlock afterwards. So the game is, if you're playing on very hard, and if you're actually trying to get everything, I mean, that's definitely 60 to 70 hours plus, maybe even more, depending on things. So yeah. OJ, what Nintendo game will get nominated for Game Awards next year? We don't know all the games Nintendo's doing for next year. So there's no point in saying what game will get nominated. We don't know what Nintendo's lineup is. So let's get the Nintendo Directs and let's see what games come out, and then we can talk about what could get nominated or not. Way too early. We're not even into next year yet. Let's see here. I had a blast playing Mario Kart World on stream. Still upset losing connection for the first knockout tour. Could have been too. Yeah, like I said, go back and watch my stream. We were having so much fun. Once again, if you're playing it by yourself, and I think that's the problem, is that you got a lot of people that are just have no friends, or you have nobody to play it with, which is okay. I get that. Or you're just playing it online muted, you know, with no community, then it's not very fun. You know, especially if you're not a competitive gamer and you're not really good at Mario Kart, which most people, 95% of people aren't actually good at Mario Kart. Now, if you're good, you're going to want to play online and get better and learn how to play and then do all this. You know, you're going to want to play. Like, you're going to be like General Zamora, who's going to play regardless. But most of us aren't as good as him. Most of us don't care like that. So in order for it to actually be fun, you got to actually play with friends. You got to actually find a community to play with. But if you don't have anybody that you're playing with, then yeah, it's going to get boring pretty quickly. But that's the same as any kart racer. Sonic, Kirby, it doesn't matter what game you play. Like, you're going to get bored of it if you don't have people that are fun to play with. That's why it's a multiplayer game. It's not a single player game. It's a multiplayer game. You know? So yeah. Let's see here. You're doing Elf on the Shelf with your son. I don't even know what that is, so no. I mean, it's chaotic off the rip, but it's fire. Oh my god, it's so chaotic, but it was, like I said, it was a blast, man. Like I mean, like I said, you just gotta go back and just like watch my gameplay of that, man. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. For those who missed it, like, look at how stupid I'm acting right here, bro. Like, I felt this was hilarious during the stream because I'm just acting super silly, and it was like, just like I said, and we didn't even have like, you know, voice chat and all that going. We were just playing, right? We were just playing, and we were just having fun, you know. And my man Ralphie, he's talking about like all the stuff here in the chat, like made it by an inch. He says, "Damn, I missed all the fun," you know. So we can just go like right here.
Why am I going so slow?
So I mean, look at this, guys.
Oh my gosh, I choked. Why am I going so slow at the end there?
We're doing knockout tour
There's
here.
a bullet bill. Yeah, I'm done.
So I thought I was not gonna make it.
Did I get it? Oh, let's go! Last one! Yes! Wow, I got so lucky. Very end.
So
Very end.
to me,
oh my
like
gosh, somebody
when
had
you're
a bullet bill at the end.
like when you're playing Mario Kart, man, look at the levels. It looks so cool and it's so dynamic, and you've got all these different things. You got the water, you got the jet skis, you got all this different stuff that's happening that I really like about the game. Like I said, when you're playing with friends, these are all the homies from the stream. It feels different than playing with random people that you have no idea about. So if you're playing with homies, there's Shinru. Oh, you know, there's Shane. There's like my boys, right?
Right in front of you, Shane.
See?
Jesus, what are you swerving for?
So it's like you feel a different type of way. It's very different. Think about
Right in front of him.
think
He
about the-
swerves over to the left.
think about the difference when you're playing a multiplayer game with like a buddy or like a family, like your brother or your sister, compared to playing with a rando online. Playing with the rando online is not the same as playing with the homies and seeing them, you know, hit you with something or whatever the case is. Or like if you know somebody's really good, like you know that they're good because you've been playing with them, it creates a different environment. So I think a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, Mario Kart World, it's not fun," it's because they don't really got any homies or anybody to really play with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the reason why. Like, and there's Juice Man Vaughn. You know, there's all the homies from the stream, right? So it's very different. You know, it's very, very, very different playing like in this environment. Like when we got, especially if you got a stream going. So then, oh, how am I gonna do against the other people? You know, in the community, right? It's very different. Oh, see, this is when I beasted them right here.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, you had to hit him with the ho-ho! We are like ho-ho, yeah! You had to hit him with the ho-ho. Like, bro, you're not gonna do that, and you're not gonna act a certain way, you're not gonna be hyped if you're playing against a bunch of randoms. Like, I don't get like that against a bunch of, unless I get like a knockout tour win, But you don't do that type of stuff when you're playing with randos. It gets boring. But if you're playing with the homies, bro, it's the best. So that's why I say join if you really want to get like have fun with Mario Kart, join a community, join with people that you know that have the game, try to join up with people online and play. I'm telling you, you're gonna have way more fun if you do it that way than if just simply, you know, just playing. So yeah.
Overclock Buster!
I just did it randomly. I wasn't expecting to do the honk, but it felt like it was time to do the honk during that stream, you know, because I was behind, I got the golden mushroom, got the perfect shortcut, cut across, boom, right to fourth. I was like, this is how it goes, baby. Yeah, we have to pull out the French. We have to pull out the Claire Obscure. We have to pull out the Expedition 33, you know? So, I was not expecting to win that race or to I wasn't expecting like knockout tour. I'm always expecting to get knocked out. But I realized that while I'm not the best in the village, and I do pretty good at like when the stakes are up, because y'all know I'm competitive. When the stakes are on the line, I raise my game. That's how I've always been. Whether it's different sports that I'm doing, I was always known as a clutch guy, you know, like a clutch player in basketball. I made game-winning shots in basketball when I was younger. I was always known as, oh yo, OJ, he's clutch, man. He'll make the catch in football or the run. He's a clutch guy,
it's
you know?
the same way with city trials.
Yeah.
So much more fun with people you know, especially with teams.
Yeah. Like we did Team City Trial and that was a blast. Didn't know what I was doing half the time, but it was fun because we all didn't know what we were doing half the time. So it was like we can all kind of just gather power-ups and play and race, like whether it's the top ride or whether it's the regular races. It was just fun, and like the online was seamless. Man, it's some of the best multiplayer, man. It's some of the best multiplayer. Shout outs to Justin with another 3. Justin carrying the stream. 20 on the board, 18 on the combos for Justin. Anybody does 18 or more, you can tie up or pass up. My man Justin on the board, 3 or more to beat him out on the Stream Ninja board. Let's go. 10 combos away from a 30-minute extension. Let's go, guys. I appreciate that. You try to cook Sebastian from Little Mermaid Energy. Mario Kart World's the best, man. First, it was kind of weird, but after 130 hours, it's great. It's crazy how good it feels. Oh yeah, the controls are so smooth. The gameplay feels tight, man. It is the best controlling Mario Kart game in terms of gameplay. Best controlling. I don't know about item balance and all that. Like that's definitely, there's some issues there, like with bagging and stuff like that. So I get it, but in terms of just how it purely controls, one of the best controlling Mario Kart games by far. Like it just feels great to play. It doesn't feel great to get hit with a bunch of stuff, but it feels great to play, you know? Knockout Tour alone easily makes Mario Kart World my favorite Mario Kart game. It's literally the only game mode I play. It's so fun. Yes, Knockout Tour is a blast, man. It's always a blast when you play, you know? So it's like I said, if you're competitive, then it's like one of those things to where it's like Knockout Tour becomes really, really, really fun, you know? It becomes super, super, super fun. So yeah, I enjoy it, man. I enjoy it quite a bit. So yeah. Let's see. Expedition 33 is a psyop to improve the reputation of the French. As an American, I cannot allow myself to fall for it. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's true. I agree. Oh man, so good, so good. Custom items literally breathe new life into the game. Only Kamek is pure hectic on the field. Yeah, I think that once they fix some of the item bagging situation, which is hard to fix, to be honest, because like if you're behind, you need to get better items. So it's almost like an impossible game to balance. Because if you're behind, you should get items that help you out. But then again, at the same time, it's like, okay, well, people can still use that to really boost up. So it's like, how do you balance between getting good items behind and then also the people that are in the front, they feel like, okay, their skill has gotten them there, right? So it's hard. It's not easy. That's why you don't see a lot of people doing kart racers. It's not an easy thing to do, you know? Let's see here. So yeah, there's a reason why Sakurai is disbanding the team. It's is a complete game already. Well, I mean, Sakurai's disbanding the team. That's what he always does. He did the same thing with Kid Icarus Uprising. Sakurai doesn't work for anybody in particular. So he's a mercenary-ish, right? He doesn't have like a development studio that he does normally day-to-day operations. Now, is he always working on something? Yes, usually. He doesn't get a ton of time after that, but he doesn't work for Nintendo. He doesn't work for Bandai Namco. He's an independent, he's an indie developer with his own company, his own LTD, but that's it, you know? So, of course, hey, the team's not going to stay together forever because there's no point. They did everything that they could for the game. They put every single bit of content in there. You know, they got all the stuff. You got the top ride. You got the single-player road, road trip. You got the city trial. You got the regular races. You got everything that you need. You got all the achievements. The game is complete. And me, personally, I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. We don't really need anything else. I mean, it would have been nice to maybe get, like, a few more tracks down the road. But, I mean, like, listen, this is it. This is what we're getting. There's a lot of content. So, play that and enjoy it. And when it ran its course, it's ran its course. Then you play the next thing. So yeah. Did you laugh as crazy as did when your wife said yes, proposed to you? Did you during the knockout tour stream? No, I would not laugh like that during proposing to my wife. No, definitely not. That's not a time to be laughing like ho ho ho. That's not a time to be doing that. Not a time to be doing that, you know. But hey, it is what it is. Let's see here. Mario Kart World feels a lot more balanced now to me. I mean, there's still some issues here and there, but it's not bad. You know, it's not bad. Sonic fans are hilarious. Oh yeah, Sonic fans are great. They are great. They are great. They're so angry that Mario Kart World. The thing about Sonic fans, a lot of them online that are salty, they feel that if you just keep saying Mario Kart World is bad, people will they'll speak it into existence. If you just keep saying Mario Kart World is bad, that it's straight lines, that it's boring, that nobody likes it, that if you just keep saying it over and over, people will believe that. And like the funniest thing is like people don't believe that, but they just keep saying, if they just keep on saying it over and over, they can get people to believe it. And it's like, no, Mario Kart World, once again, back to #1 spot in many regions. I think UK was #1 last week. No, I think it was #1 in Japan again. I think it's still one of the top sellers in terms of the US when it comes to the bundle, obviously. And people have their pick of the bundle between that, and they're still opting to buy Mario Kart World in the bundle. So it's like you can't just keep saying something and people are gonna just believe you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what Sonic fans think. They think that I just need to keep saying that Sonic Crossroads is better. I just need to keep saying that Mario Kart's boring, and people will believe it. And it's like, no, people are buying Mario Kart World or Mario Kart World way more than Sonic, bro. Like, I don't understand why they're doing it as a I think now at this point, they took the wrong approach to it. They took Sonic fans are stupid as hell. They took the wrong approach. You should have took the approach as, hey, if you love Mario Kart World, play this too. Use it as an addition. Don't use it as a negative or use it as a competition like, oh, this is going to do better. Use it as an addition. If you would have been more inviting, I'm telling you, bro, I'm not going to say who it is, but I've had multiple people talk to me say, I didn't buy Sonic. Now, I don't think this is overall. But I've had people come up to me and say, OJ, DM me, whatever. Bro, I didn't buy that because these Sonic fans that you sometimes quoting on, these people are insane. I don't want to play with that community, which once again, I don't think you should do that. But that's the type of attitude and energy that Sonic fans are putting out there. Now, is it all one-sided? No. There are definitely some Mario fans that are out there that are doing stuff, but from what I have seen, I call it like I see it. From what I have seen, the Sonic fans have been the most annoying and have been acting the craziest when it comes down to this. You know, so me personally, I would have but listen, Sega went this route. You know, Sega encouraged their fans to do this. Sega consistently encouraged their fans to do this. I personally think that Sega should have been a bit more inviting and said, hey, Mario Kart World is awesome, but you know what I'm saying, this, if you love Mario Kart World, check out this game, instead of, hey, stop playing that, just play ours. I'm like, to me, it looked a bit too standoffish, and I think it ultimately hurt the game more than it helped it. I don't think their marketing campaign and rallying their fans up, because a lot of Sonic fans are, you know what I'm saying with Sonic fans. I ain't trying to be mean, but you know about what Sonic... Listen, guys. Let's just be real here. You know some Sonic fans are... They're in all walks of life, right? They're in all walks of life. They have all different types of capabilities. I'll just say that. Capabilities in terms of things. So you kind of know that sometimes with some people with certain capabilities, they will go too far, you know? So, and I think, like I said, rallying up that fan base was probably a bad idea, because I think they're pushing some people away from buying the game. you know, more so than picking up the game. You know, people said, man, I don't even care about this whole Mario Kart World thing, but I'm just glad that Sonic lost because the fans are annoying. Like, I saw so many people say that. Like I said, it's a small fraction of the overall amount of people buying and playing games, so I'm not sitting there saying like this is the determining factor. And I'm not saying that Sonic Racing Crossroads is selling bad. I'm just saying that it's clearly not selling up to what it could sell. Like 1 million in like a month? Like, bro, it's on like a 200 something million install base. Like, so I think that was the problem there. That was the problem there. Sonic Racing Crossroads is great. It's great. Like I said, it's not a bad game. It's actually a very good game. It reviewed well. It plays well. People like it. My problem, and I think the biggest problem, once again, is this whole pitting it in competition. It shouldn't be, like, for example, I could be stupid and I can be like, no, screw Spawn Wave. Don't watch him. Watch me. That's going to turn more people away from watching me than me just actually being good with John and being on good terms and saying, hey, watch both of us, you know?
Let's just say as Sonic fans grub up on a lot of Tylenol.
Yes, Sonic fans grub up on a lot of Tylenol. Yo, big love to Psycho Pie. So you see what I'm saying? Like, there's no point. People are gonna, obviously John's the bigger channel. People are gonna watch him. They like him a lot more than they like me. So why am I gonna sit here, even though, yes, we of course have the same fan base, compete for views sometimes, whatever. That's not a big deal. It's like, hey, John's great. You should watch me too, or we can collaborate, or whatever the case is, right? Like that's a better deal than sitting there and saying, oh, well, screw that, you know, whatever. Leave the open wave behind, and come racing a PlayerEssence's world. Like, no, I ain't gonna do all that. You know, obviously it's a little bit of a different scenario, but at the same time, it's like that's a stupid idea. That's not a good idea because there's so many people that like him. Why would I do that? You know, I would be more like, hey, man, if you like his channel, you like accurate facts and information and details, oh, check out my channel too. You know, I do that as well. That's a better idea than being like, oh, no, screw him, you know? Like, and I think that's the problem with Sonic. Sonic is me, little bro, compared to in terms of views and all that. And but unlike Sonic, I decided not to go that route trying to fight against somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's the biggest issue that we're dealing with right now, is that they were too aggressive. They should have just been like, hey man, if you love Mario Kart World, this game's gonna be great for you too. Add it on. You're gonna get Mario Kart World pretty much, you know, in that bundle. You have money left over, go ahead and pick up Sonic Racing when you're done. You know, like it should have been like that. They went too far, in my opinion, because I think it actually did turn people away from buying the game. You know, because I mean, listen, the game's gonna sell to a lot of hardcore Nintendo fans. A lot of hardcore Nintendo fans, man, they don't like don't like that disrespect. I'm telling you, bro. So it's like, I think when they saw that stuff, they're like, all right, we ain't gonna buy it. And like, listen, the Xbox and PlayStation people, they did not buy this. They did not show up. I don't care. The Xbox, Sega thought that those guys would show up to buy the game. Those guys did not show up. The PC people, the Xbox people, they did not show up. I still think a good chunk of the people that are playing this game is in the crusty 30 FPS version of the game on the Switch 1. Like, I do think that there is a large number of people that bought the game on Switch 1. So, and of course now with Switch 2 coming out, like, I think that there's going to be a good chunk of people in relative to install base to the other versions that buy it on the Switch 2. You know, so I think that you're competing against your own audience of people that love Mario Kart, you know, at the same time. So I think that was a bad idea. I think it was a bad idea. Shout out to Psycho Pie. You are now the Stream Ninja with the $5. That's the biggest dono of the stream. 25 on the combo board. Let's go. Anybody does 5 or more, you can put my man Psycho Pie on the board. I appreciate that, you know? Excuse me. Shout out to Psycho Pie. Thank you. Appreciate that. I want to get Sonic Racing Crossroads, but with Mario Kart World out and my wife and not liking Kirby Air Riders, we're just gonna wait a while to get it. Yeah, I mean, I think there's also the what's it called, there's the physical edition coming next year, so I think people are gonna pick that up too. The marketing came off as strong and somewhat aggressive, and the fans don't help. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that it was funny, but I just don't think there's not enough Sonic fans on Xbox and PlayStation for that marketing to really take hold. Like, you're fighting against your own base. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people that are going to be buying Mario Kart World or going to be buying a Switch 2 are going to buy Mario Kart World. So, like, you're wait a minute, hold up. Are you telling me that I wasted my money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that was a good idea. I don't think that was a good idea. I think it was funny, but I don't think it was a good idea, you know? So yeah. Fidel said journalists aren't in love with Sonic. Is that true, OJ? What do you mean by what does that mean? Let's see here, OJ. But people booed Mario Kart. They that was also kind of a weird lie too from Sonic fans, from some of the other people that were filming it as well. So that was also weird. Don't forget the producer of Sonic Racing Crossroads was Doggy Mario Kart World, which added more fuel to the fight. That's what I'm saying. Like, they did it a couple different times, which I guess they felt like they had nothing to lose. Like, they're definitely the underdog, so why not? This gets them more attention and more media articles. And yeah, when they did that, it got them more attention, it got them media articles, it got them publicity. So I think that they felt that they can balance that out. I just don't know how effective it was, to be honest. But it seems to be doing okay now at this point. Now that the Switch 2 version's out, people are picking up the Switch 1 version and upgrading it on the Switch 2 for like the $5. So they're buying it. Actually, it's actually a pretty good deal. If you buy it on Switch 1, you can get it on Switch 1 for like 30-something bucks right now, and then it's only a $5 upgrade. So, you know, you're getting it for, you know, $40, I think at this point, or a little bit over 40. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think you're getting it for a pretty good price. It's not bad at all. Hold up, give me a second. This browser sucks. It's not good. Alright. I'm gonna find it right here, guys. I'm gonna find it for you. So, yeah, Sonic Racing Crossworlds is on new releases. You can get it for... yeah, it's $44. So it's actually climbing up the charts on Switch 1. Because now that the Switch 2 version's out, people are just buying the Switch 1 version of the game and then just upgrading it for the $5. So you're getting it for about $50, you know. So you're saving $20 on that. From I think like the regular Switch 2 edition is going to be $70 of the game, or it's $70 for that game. So yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's see here. I don't know. I think the commercial came off as a little, as a light, playful tone rather than competitive edge. Sonic fans, being Sonic fans, took that commercial and ran with it. I think that the commercial came off, yeah, definitely as a little bit of a, but the problem is this: as a PR or marketing, you gotta realize that your fans are, that who your fans are. You gotta realize who your fans are. I'm pretty sure that Sega knew what their fans were going to do after that commercial came out. Yeah, I mean, come on now. Sega has a pulse on the Sonic fan base. Like, they know that a lot of them are special in certain types of ways. So it's like, I think that they knew.
Crossworlds was okay. I played through all the races, but after that I'm definitely not playing that game online. Lol.
Shout outs to Justin. Thank you for another $3 dono. That gets us very close to the 30-minute extension. Ayo, appreciate that. Let's go. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But no, I mean, you're right about that, Psychopath. I thought the commercial was funny. I just think that the problem was when Sonic fans took it upon themselves to spam it everywhere and do all like the RV. I think that was a bad idea because now you're just making enemies for no reason, you know? So yeah. Yeah, we already talked about Divinity for Switch 2, CBH. We discussed that. Yeah, there's a free update, so that's good. I think Felipe meant that journalists have been known to be openly hostile to Sonic in the past. Openly, like they have a problem with, they want to beat him up, you know? Yo, hey, with the $5. Let's see here. Finally finished Metaphor. It's good, but definitely not Astro Bot Game of the Year. Good. Doing a second playthrough before moving on to SHF. Happy holidays, guys. Okay, let me ask you this, hey, and your opinion's okay. What does Astro Bot do better in its genre, or what does Astro Bot do better than Metaphor? Like in terms of gameplay, everything combined, because you're comparing a platformer to an RPG, and I played both to completion, exactly what does, in their respective genres, and comparing them, what does Astro Bot do better? Because I'm having a hard time figuring out what Astro Bot does better than Metaphor as a game for where it deserves it over Metaphor. It doesn't have more content than it. The music is either on par or better in Metaphor. There's more gameplay options, depth, and everything in Metaphor. There's more music tracks overall. There's more everything. So exactly what does Astro Bot do better than Metaphor? The only thing that I can think of is the dual sense features. If all things are created equal, we're not favoring a platformer over an RPG or vice versa. Exactly what does Astro Bot do significantly better than Metaphor? I still have not had any Astro Bot fans that have played both tell me that. So let me know. Hey, I appreciate the $5 dono, and I get that. I think because you just got done finishing it or whatever. But let me know, what does Astro Bot do better than Metaphor overall? Like, all things being equal, not just saying it's more fun. Metaphor is fun too. Okay, so all things being equal, exactly what does Astro Bot do better? That's what I want to know. What does it do better? I'm like I said, outside of DualSense, that's the only thing that I can think of. It has better DualSense features. That's it. Both overhyped. I don't think they're both overhyped. They're both really good games. They're both really good games. Thank you for the 33 on the board, yo, combo breakers. And overclock, 30-minute extension. Here we go.
Overclock Buster!
Boss levels? No. The bosses in Astro Bot are okay. The bosses in Metaphor, there's way more bosses in Metaphor. They're vicious in Metaphor. They have great designs and great gimmicks to them. There's way more secret bosses and extra stuff in Metaphor. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Level design? No. No, the level design? Based off of what? One of them's a platformer, one of them's an RPG. Like, the level design in Metaphor is fine for an RPG. You have to say, like I said, all things created equal. Platformers are going to have, obviously, jumping levels and things like that. Metaphor is an RPG. You're not going to have jumping levels and stuff like that. But if you take the main dungeons in Metaphor and how they're designed and stuff like that, sure, if you want to say that, I mean, I guess. But it's not Metaphor's not a platformer, so they can't design the levels like a platformer, you know? Yo, Momo with the is that 5,000 yen? What? Momo, let's go. Momo, let's go. I'm pretty sure, is that yen, guys? Somebody in the chat, let me know. That's yen, right? Yen to you. I'm pretty sure that's yen. I'm almost positive that is. Let me know if it's not, though. Momo with the 5,000 yen? Oh my gosh. Is that 5,000 yen or is that something different, guys? Let me know in the chat. Momo says Streamlabs not working, my bad. No, you're good, Momo. Thank you for the 5,000. Is that yen, though? So I can get the accurate translation on that one. Or the accurate conversion. Thank you, Momo, with the 5,000. Says, appreciate the early stream. I've been watching the playbacks while here in Japan for the remainder of the year. Thank you for all the entertainment this year. Love the new changes to the channel. Wishing you all the success next year. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, Momo. That is $32.21. You've become the new Hokage and Stream Ninja. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. $32.21. Shoutouts to Momo in Japan. Shoutouts to Japan. That's the dude. I still need to go. My brother went to Japan this year, and he had a blast. He got me a Xenoblade amiibo, and he got me some salt and pepper Mario 1-up and Mega Mushroom salt and pepper shakers. So that was pretty cool. So I need to go. I definitely need to go because Japan is awesome. I need to go to the Nintendo store there. Big love to Momo. I appreciate you. Seriously, let's go. Let's go. 32 on the board. That does get us to 50. What's that? 55? I think that's 55. Let's go. Oh, actually, no, 65. 65, because that's a 3. 65. Thank you so much, Momo. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. I think they could think outside the box. Okay, well, what JRPGs have you played that have thought outside the box that had crazy level designs like a platformer? Let me know, Felipe, and then we can get back to that. Let's see here. 5,000 yen is $50, I believe. It says $32.21 here. So unless I messed up here, so can somebody get me an accurate translation or conversion? So it might be. It might be that. I'm not sure though. Chinese yuan is 7. We're not talking about Chinese. We're talking about Japanese yen. We're not talking about Chinese. The Great Wall. Let's see here. Some story spoiler stuff in Metaphor make me like it less and longer. Doesn't have to be better. Personally, some of the classes aren't very creative in Metaphor. What are the classes in Astro Bot? What's the story in Astro Bot? How good is the story in Astro Bot, and what are the classes in Astro Bot? Because Astro Bot has less powers than like Super Mario Galaxy, and that came out like 20 years ago. It also has less levels, and it's shorter. And there's, like I said, it has less power-ups. The story's completely trash in Astro Bot. There's almost no story whatsoever. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario, hell, the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 have better stories than Astro Bot. So exactly, how does Astro Bot doesn't even compare at all in those categories. At all. So, how's Astro Bot's story? It's legitimately garbage. It is not good, especially compared to Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like I said, even compared to Mario Galaxy 2, I think Mario Galaxy 2 has a better, or hell, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time has a better story. So, what's the story in Astro Bot? What's the classes in Astro Bot? Like I said, Astro Bot doesn't even have as many power-ups as platformers that came out 20 years ago. Crash Bandicoot 4 has more content and gameplay than Astro Bot. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't think of a single thing that Astro Bot actually does better outside of, like I said, like DualSense. You know, that's about it. So yeah. Let's count the costumes in Astro Bot don't do anything. I'd be more than down to count the Astro Bot costumes if they actually gave you like a power up or an upgrade or something like that, but they don't do anything. They do absolutely nothing. The collectibles in that game do nothing. That game has zero upgradability or collectibles. Like I said, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Galaxy, and Crash 4, It's About Time all do better jobs in that respect. So I'm still trying to figure out what it does better. You know, you're mentioning those things. Oh, some of the story stuff. The story in Astro Bot was completely trash. There's no story at all. Oh, well, some of the classes. What classes are there in Astro Bot? Like, it has a few different power-ups and that's it. You know, and like I said, there's platformers that came out 20 years ago that have more content, more levels, and more power-ups than Astro Bot. So I'm trying to figure out what it does better. I still haven't. I think just some people like platform. You might like a platformer more than an RPG, or you just might think that, oh, I just had more fun playing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, all things being equal, I still don't see Astro Bot being a better game. So yeah. Astro Bot has a better story. Yeah, and you know that's cap. I know you're joking around with that. It does not. Oh my gosh. You already said level design. You already said, Felipe, we already said that, and I already told you to name another JRPG that has level design like Astro Bot. One of them's a platformer, the other one is an RPG. You can't be jumping around and hopping on things and, you know, in an RPG. That's not how RPGs work. So you already said that, and I already addressed it. We're not talking about Odyssey. We're not talking about Odyssey versus Astro Bot. That's not, you're making up arguments that don't exist. Let's see here. OJ is valid. I think most people haven't played both. Well, Hay has played both. So he dropped the $5 dono, so I appreciate that. So since he dropped the dono and he talked about how he thinks this one's better, we got to talk about it now. We got to have it a topic. So I played both, and like I said, all things being equal, I don't see anything that it does better. Once again, you're talking about level design. Yeah, one of them is a platformer. So yeah, you're going to have to make levels that react to a platformer. But if you're talking about a JRPG, the levels in Metaphor in terms of the designs and stuff like that are fine. You know, like I said, sure, you want to give it to that? Okay, one thing. But you talk about everything else, to me, Metaphor does significantly better. Or par or better. Let's see. Did you actually count the power upside, OJ? Count the power upside? Did I count the power upside? Yeah, sure. I mean, like I said before, there's not a ton of power-ups in Astro Bot. The powers that you do get are fine. When you beat the game in Astro Bot, you got to use like all the power-ups. Like you got to use like everything, and there's not that much. There's just not that much compared to, like I said, other platformers. So, like I said, it's not a bad game. It's actually a very, very good game. I just don't see it being better than Metaphor. That's all I'm saying. I'm just giving my opinion. But once again, if you think Astro Bot's better, that's also fine. All I wanted to do was debate, like, hey, let's just talk about what actually does it do better as somebody who's played both. And like I said, I don't see anything, the story, I mean, and I hear people say, oh, well, the story in Metaphor's not, the story in Astro Bot's terrible. You know, like I said, all things being equal, story in Astro Bot's absolutely terrible. Like, there's some stupid green-looking guy running around in space. Like, that's not a great story. Like I said, Bonanza's story absolutely crushes Astro Bot's story. Hell, I even say Mario Odyssey's story is even better in some regards. Especially the ending. The ending's way better because it's funnier than Mario Odyssey. So, yeah, I don't see this whole Astro Bot being way better. I think Metaphor was the game of the year last year for me. I personally think that. And like I said, you have some of the other mainstream websites that also agree with me as well. I think IGN, they're mainstream. They said Metaphor was the game of the year over Astro Bot. I think GameSpot game of the year over Astro Bot. So there was a number. I think there's a lot of people that just didn't play Metaphor. You know, there's a lot of people that just don't like JRPGs or didn't play Metaphor. So therefore, their game of the year was Astro Bot. Me personally, I played both. And I definitely feel like Metaphor is the better game. So yeah. I have over 100 hours in Metaphor. Oh, I went hard at the last area. Oh yeah, it's great. Let's see here. Mario's story isn't anything better than Astro Bot. Both trash. It's better than Astro Bot at the end. The ending's better. So I'll just say that right there. The ending's better. I don't think the Mario Odyssey story is incredible or anything, but yeah. Let's see here. So yeah, it's all good though. It's interesting how critics seem to blame Nintendo IP. They do the same glazing with Sony's IP as well. Look at Astro Bot. Look at The Last of Us. Look at that. So yeah. So what's your point? First of all, 1 star, the food man. First of all, lower your attitude, okay? Don't come on here talking like you're some type of smart aleck, all right? So lower the attitude real quick.
I think DK
right?
Bonanza, Crash 4, and Odyssey are better to me.
Okay.
With Metaphor, it's hard for me to find a RPG I would put over it right now.
Yeah, it's really good. So absolutely. Thank you, Justin, for the 3. I appreciate that. But yo, Starfood, lower it, all right? Stop talking like you're some type of like you're acting like a freak, like a tough guy or something, okay? This is my stream. Lower the temperature. I'm asking you nicely right now. Well, what's your point? Bitch, what's your point? Okay? They all, freaking, all of them, in terms of reviewers, glaze IPs. So, lower your mood, lower your temperature, lower your attitude, okay? I'm gonna ask you nicely once. If not, I'm gonna tell you to leave, all right? So, stop acting tough. You're not, okay? You're probably a skinny little dude in your room. So just chill, relax, okay, buddy? Well, what's your point? Who you talking to, fam? Come on now. What's your point? They glaze Sony's IPs too. Stop being this one-sided BS nonsense that you're trying to do, okay? So relax, okay? I'm asking you to relax nicely. This is me saying it nicely. Because I ain't seen you in here before, alright? So chill. Chill. Okay. Justin with the 3. Thank you, Justin, for the 3. I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate it. Appreciate that. Let's see. Your own mod said the same thing. Wow, your own mod said the same thing. All right, Starfood. Thanks for coming out to the stream, fam. I appreciate you. 24. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you, fam. I don't got no patience for guys like that today. So, what's your point? What do you mean, bro? We're not gonna do this. Literally, Astro Bot has a 90-something average rating. Last of Us has 90-something average rating. God of War has 90-something average rating. Gran Turismo has what? High 80s rating. Even though that game launched to a disaster. So the Horizon has high 80s rating. Metroid Prime 4 has a 79. Talk about glazing. It's a 79. Mario Kart World has a mid 80s. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment has a 79. Kirby Air Riders has a 79. Where's all the glazing for the IPs, for the review scores? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No game's been rated higher. Nintendo has 0 games rated higher than 86 this year. There's not a single game rated higher than an 86. Welcome Tour. How'd that rate? 50 something. That game got terrible ratings just because it wasn't packaged in. If it was packaged in, all of a sudden it'd probably be like a 70 or a 70 something. What are you talking about, bro? Ain't nobody showing no any favoritism. We're gonna put you in timeout too, because that's a sock account. We're gonna put you in timeout for 24 as well. So he needs to chill. Like, the dude started acting real disrespectful for no reason. So and starts making up stuff. They're glazing the IPs. Like, for what? Look at the review scores. Look at the review scores. Ain't nobody glazing anything. Look at the scores. All the scores have been in the 70s. Literally, like Metroid Prime 4, 79. Kirby Air Riders, what's that? It got like what, an 80? Where's all the glaze? Where is it at? There's no game that reviewed higher than an 86. Mario Kart World is the only game that got it at a mid 80s. Everything else is in the low 80s or 70s. Pokemon Legends ZA, 79 average. Dragon Drive, 60s. Welcome Tour, 50s. Come on now, man. Anything, they glaze anything Zelda? Yeah, I know. Especially that 79 review score for Age of Imprisonment. Complete glaze with a 79? Come on now. How about Skyward Sword? Skyward Sword, the original was rated like 90 something. The Skyward Sword remastered, or Skyward Sword HD, is rated like 80. What are you guys talking about? Let's see here. Dude was spamming too. Yeah, like, it's just weird, bro. And then he came with the sock account right after that. So yeah. Okay, yeah, my bad. DK Bonanza got a 91. I forgot DK. How can I forget DK Bonanza? DK Bonanza is the highest score with a low 90s. With a low 91. That's the highest score. But DK Bonanza, can we not sit there and say at least it's a 9 out of 10? DK Bonanza is a 9 out of 10, right? I think it's a 9 out of 10. So it got its score. I don't think that's glaze to sit there and say DK Bonanza is a 9 out of 10 game. That's... I don't get it. Let's see here. They don't say they glaze anything Zelda when you know it's not true. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird. Hyrule Warriors rating is actually unreal. Warriors games get no love from the mainstream, especially the amount of content they had in them. Like, I get that I get the 8 out of 10 scores or the high 70s with Warriors games. Like, I get it. I like them a little bit more, but like, I get why they get that, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But like, listen, guys, I'm not here to sit there and like get on you guys about what you like more or whatever the case is. Like with Hey, in terms of that, with like, I just wanted to talk about it because we both played Astro Bot and we both played Metaphor, and that was a big debate last year. So it wasn't to be negative or to put down his opinion. That's what he feels. That's what he feels. I just thought it'd be an interesting conversation to talk about it overall. You know, that's what I just thought it. I thought it would be that. But then it turned into Starfood Man acting freaking crazy for no reason. You know, Zombie Tech Pad with the big 50 British pounds. Yo, we weighing them down, baby, with the big British pounds. We out here. Yo, I appreciate that. Zombie Tech Pad, #1 from the UK, says, what up, PlayerEssence? Love the news videos, my man. Keep up the great work. If you can please play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version N64 Rainbow Road. Yes, I can. N64 Rainbow Road, Mario Kart 8. Here we go. Let's go, man. Thank you so much. We'll loop it for a little bit too because it's kind of short. Zombie Tech Pad with the big 50 becoming the Hokage. 118 on the board. Yo, platinum streak seized. Yo, Momo, Hokage, and Stream Ninja. Thank you, Momo, for your support. Zombie Tech Pad. Zombie Tech Pad. With this one here. I don't know, man. I think that dude came over. I'm pretty sure that guy came over from Twitter. I'm pretty sure he was the dude that I roasted on Twitter and I freaking ratioed him to oblivion. I'm pretty sure that was the same guy. I'm almost positive. It was definitely some Twitter guy that got mad because I absolutely destroyed him on Twitter because he was saying, oh, I was upset that Donkey Kong Bonanza, he used AI, and he was like, yo, OJ, you're upset that Donkey Kong Bonanza lost out on all the awards to Clair Obscur, and he used AI. And I'm like, bro, I never got upset at one thing at all. I already knew that Clair Obscur was going to win. 2, I freaking 100% completed Clair Obscur, and I put 90 hours. It is the deserving game of the year. It might be my game of the year, too. It's definitely in the top 3 or 4 games that I have this year. It's more of maybe the top 2. I don't think Clair Obscur gets lower than number 2 on my list. So, of course, I think that it's valid that Clair Obscur won Game of the Year and it won a lot of awards. I think it's fantastic. I think the problem that people have is they think that if you're a Nintendo content creator, they think that you hate everything Microsoft and Sony. Because some people, once again, they're like Sonic brained. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say it, but some people online are like Sonic brained. Okay? Or they're like, they have that, you know, that fan base that, you know, that are just that fan base. So I think that they think that anybody who likes Nintendo or is positive about Nintendo about some things or likes their games or covers it professionally, they think that they hate everything else and that everything else is bad. And it's like, no, I play my PlayStation when there's something that I like to play on there. I play whatever when I feel like, if there's something that I feel like playing, like Power World. I really wanted to play Power World last year and I played it. It's simple. You know, I'm an adult. I'm not a weirdo kid online. I'm not some type of crazy fanboy that doesn't play games that interest me because it's not on my platform of choice. I'll play whatever I want, whenever I want, however I feel like. So I think a lot of these people, like I said, are Sonic brained. So they think that anybody that covers Nintendo or that doesn't think that they're evil or doesn't pray to Lord Gaben, you know, won't play Expedition 33 or won't play that. And the funniest thing about these people, usually who they are, every time, they're weirdo PC indie gamers that sit there and play Slay the Spire and play like a Company of Heroes or just this, like this guy. Like, I'm telling you, fam, I gotta stop talking to these people because he's sitting there using AI to talk about Clair Obscur. He didn't even play Clair Obscur. They don't. A lot of these people don't even play the games that they talk about. They just want to talk. They just want to be part of the conversation. You know, Black Hokage said this best. He said a lot of these, like, even like ball and gun gamers, right? That's the new term that everyone's using. The ball and gun gamers will sit there and play Madden, FIFA, or FC, Grand Theft Auto, NBA 2K, you know, a shooter, Call of Duty, Battlefield, you know, and then sit there and want to talk about Game of the Year all the time. Or sit there and want to insert their opinion on everything. All you play is ball and gun games. That's all you play. You're not qualified. And I think a lot of these people online, they didn't play Donkey Kong Bonanza. They didn't play Clair Obscur. They didn't play a lot of these games. They're not qualified to talk about this type of stuff. You know? But they want to argue. So, I think that's the issue. That's the issue that we're running into with the gaming community, man. Ball and gun gamers or PC Gaben worshippers. Gaben worshippers, ball and gun gamers. Two of the most annoying fan bases ever in the history of fan bases. Gabenites and freaking ball and gun gamers. PC schizos too. PC schizos, ball and gun gamers, and Lord Gabenites, you know? Oh man. What's your most anticipated game of 2026? Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave for right now. Do you think the fate of the Old Republic will be on Switch? I mean, who knows, man? I don't even know when that game's coming out. So yeah. Free to play. Yeah, there's definitely the gotcha-ers. He was getting heated over the Sonic topic too. Imagine that. Oh yeah, because he's a schizo. He's a PC indie schizo. PC indie gamers. He showed us his Steam. All he plays is little PC indie games. He don't even play any games.
I used to play on PC and PS5 when I had one, but with how my schedule is nowadays, I have made the decision to play only on Switch too, because if not, I wouldn't play anything now.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't really played my PS5 much since Switch 2's came out, but I do plan on playing it next year, though. I do plan on playing Saros or Wolverine. I do plan on playing that, and anything else that doesn't come to Switch 2, I will play it. So yeah. Let's see. Would you be okay with PC gaming if it had physical games? Physical games or not is not the issue with PC gaming to me. So that doesn't matter. Free to play, ball and gun. Yeah, basically the live service gamers. Okay, those are a different breed. Gotcha gamers, like Wuthering Wave gamers, Genshiners. Those people are like anime profile pic Genshiners. Those people are annoying as hell too, because they also aren't like, all they play is Genshin, Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, you know, whatever game. That's all they play, and then maybe like an indie game here and there, and then they want to have conversations on Game of the Year too. Yeah, those people are annoying as hell too as well. Like, those people are annoying too. Those people are also annoying. Let's see here. PC players for a long time just seem like they only play FPS games. Yeah, I mean, that they do more than that, obviously. They do more than that. So yeah, PC people, it's not some shooter or Souls game multiplayer. They don't think anything else is good. Yeah, like, like I said, all fan bases can be annoying. Nintendo fans can be super annoying. Xbox fans can be probably the least annoying out of all of them. I'd probably say, like, if you're like a hardcore Xbox fan, I mean, the ones that are left at least, that's the Titanic right there. Like, but like, if you're a hardcore Xbox fan, I think you're just like a third-party fan at this point, because all they do is just buy up third-party companies, right, and just make third-party games essentially. So, but whatever. Hardcore Xbox fans are really not that annoying. Like, they can be annoying, but I think that they're probably like the least annoying out of all of the fan bases out there. I'd probably say hardcore Xbox fans, like, you know, like a Colt Eastwood or like a you know, the people like Randall L. Thor, or, you know, these guys that I go for Xbox stuff, they're probably the least annoying. I think I'm probably more annoying as a Nintendo fan than they are as Xbox fans. So I think I might put myself and us in front of, we're probably more annoying than they are. So yeah, I think that they're probably the least annoying out of all of the fan bases out there. They're probably the least annoying. But like, some hardcore Sony fans can be very annoying. But I mean, they just seem more like the kid, like the kid that thinks he's too cool for everybody, more so than anything. Like, puts their hat backwards and thinks that they're so cool. But PC schizos are definitely the people that thought that they were cool in school, but people behind their backs is like, yo, this guy sucks. Like, this guy, get a load of this guy. Like, they're definitely those people. They have like this fake elitist attitude of, I'll talk behind your back, but then in front of your face, I've got nothing to say. Definitely that's PC schizos. Like, that's 1000% PC schizos. Like, they act like they're superior and they're not. They're the guy that goes there, gets ready to bench press, they put way too much weight on, but they want to look like they can do it, and then they go to bench the weight and they can't get it. You guys ever remember those guys? Like in gym class? I don't know if they have that in these days, but back then I used to see people, skinniest looking dudes, go to the weight room, they see the girls outside, like, oh yeah, let me try to hit this weight. They put 225 pounds on there, they go to bench it, can't get it. Like, oh yeah, I hit that last week, I don't know, I'm kind of tired today. Always think that you're better than somebody. You're not. You're not better than anybody else, fam. You're not better than anybody else. That's what the PC schizos are to me, you know? They always acting all tough, big, and bad, but then when you ask them, see me straight up, they do not show up to the table. They do not show up. They will talk from afar, they'll talk from away, but when push comes to shove, they're no tougher than anybody else. They're, like I said, they just talk a lot. They think that they're better, but they're not. So that's what I've seen with like PC schizos, you know? Let's see here. Most of them are cool now because they know they can't say anything, but Jez and his insane Nintendo hatred is absolutely annoying. The thing about Jez is that it's just funny more so than anything. I muted him a while ago. I was following him, but yeah, he got kind of crazy. But then I kind of unmuted and I kind of saw some of the stuff, and that is funny at this point. That is just kind of funny. But no, I can see how that can be insane. Like that guy he's kind of crazy at times, right? But I mean, like, but once again, he kind of falls in line with like Xbox PC schizo though. Like, he's kind of in the PC schizo line, you know? So like, it's not just straight up Xbox, it's also PC schizo stuff. So yeah. PC and Nintendo fans seem diametrically opposed to each other. I don't know about there's a lot of Switch 2 PC combos that I'm starting to see coming up, but yeah. Absolutely. Yo, big love though. We gotta play the limit break. Did we play the limit break? I don't think we played the limit break. Let's go. that out. Appreciate that. Let's go. Jackson says, I think Xbox fanboys are just as bad as PS fans. Their numbers have dwindled so much so that their egos shattered to this point. They've tucked their tails between their legs, but for now they're fine. No, but I'm just going off of the content creators that I know and like some of their fan base. Like, I've been in those chat rooms even when they had exclusives, right? Like when they were still trying to, I've been like Kid Smooth's chat. I've been in like, and like I said, I think it's more like little bro, like Scrappy Doo, and maybe that's why I've never taken it seriously, because like I hear them talk about things, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's cute, you know? So it's like, they don't know what they're talking about, you know? It's like, it's almost like I said, let me at them, and you just kind of like put their hand on, they're like, calm down, man, this is how it actually is. So, like I said, I kind of see it as like an underdog type of thing, right? Like, I never saw them as like, yeah, sure, there's some that are annoying. Like, I've had a lot of hardcore Xbox fans attack me for my opinions or something. Like, I kind of came off too strong to one of their community members a couple of years ago about Chrono Cross and about like the sales of it. That was my bad. And like a lot of them started attacking me, and I never really took it that serious. Like, I didn't really take it that bad. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Like, I was like, it's cool. You know, I had a lot of them like members attack me, like say stuff. I'm like, you know what? I came on a little bit too strong there. You know, like that's my fault. But outside of that, I really haven't had anything. Like I said, I am only going off of my experience and what I've seen. Now, once again, there could be some other stuff out there that I see that I didn't see, that I missed. But I'm going off of the comments that I get on my, because like, you know, you'll get a lot of these other people coming over to say stuff on your streams or say stuff on your videos or say stuff on your Twitter, you know, and from what I'm just gauging over the years, like, where has it been between what certain fan bases say to me, you know, as a Nintendo fan, RPG fan, whatever, right? And from my memory, definitely like some of the like PC schizos and like some PlayStation people. Xbox people, I have not had as much. And the one time that I did have a lot of situations or whatever, it was because I came on a little bit too strong about the sales. I mean, I was right about the sales, but I came on a little too strong. So yeah. I didn't want to be a Nintendo guy. I just got PS5 base and Jaws on Blu-ray. Hey, shoutouts, man. Be whatever you want to be. I don't care what systems you guys play or what you guys do. I legitimately don't care. I only care about what I want. What you guys want is whatever you guys want. So buy Jaws on a Blu-ray, play your PlayStation 5, have fun, have at it. Good luck, you know? Yes, I saw Bungie's marathon is $40. Yeah, I saw that. Hey, with another $5 donation says, my friend is a hardcore PC fanboy, and he was like, when Atlas games come to PC, it's over. I've probably played more Atlas games on PC than he ever has. When Atlas games come over to PC, aren't Atlas games on PC? Aren't they already there? So I thought they were already there, you know? Thought they were already there. Let's see. I like Switch 2 and PC indie games. I hate most PC gamers when they talk of post Switch 2 games to want them because they get volatile towards the console and start telling me why I shouldn't support it. Yeah, that's what I've seen with the PC guys the most. They act like they're activists. You know, they act like they're freaking Martin Luther gamer. I think that's what they act like they're civil rights activists with video games. And I think that's what makes it funny too. Like why, like I said, that's why it gets kind of schizo about. Like they get kind of schizo about certain things. So yeah. Shoutouts to Hey, thank you for the $5 dono, man. I appreciate that. Combo breaks. We are going 126 on the board, guys. I appreciate that. Let's go. Full extension. PC schizos are insufferable. They come out of nowhere to tell me playing a game at X frame rate and their GPU runs at Y FPS. They think insecure people who buy big cars to compensate. They're definitely the insecure people that can't afford the big car and they know that they're paying too much for it, but will do it to make themselves look cool. You know, they'll pay more. They'll pay nearly as much monthly on a car than they would their rent. At least back in the day, rent's too expensive now, but back then for sure they did. I knew certain people that, like, man, they had to have the nice car. They'd be paying $600 for rent, but they'd be paying $700 or $800 for their car. I'm like, if your rent's $600, why are you gonna pay more money for a car in terms of a monthly payment than your rent? That makes no sense. Oh, but I gotta look cool. That's a PC schizo right there. I gotta make sure everybody knows that, thinks that I'm better than them with this car, you know? What's up, party man? Welcome. So So yeah, with the Switch 2, Nintendo will be able to study all issues compared to other handhelds running games to prevent bad experiences. Well, I think that just the fact that the Switch 2 is a specific, you know, system that you have to code to the metal for, that makes it a little bit different than like PC handhelds, where it's like a range of different things that can happen. PC optimization is very different compared to, because you have to optimize for a range of stuff. Now the PC handheld, interesting, because there's so many configurations of PC handhelds, it's hard to know what PC handheld and like how you're gonna, like, what the experience is gonna be. Switch 2, there's only one configuration for a Switch 2. Now you can make multiple, like, you know, you can say, okay, we're gonna do dynamic resolution, or we're gonna do performance mode and whatever. But with PC handhelds, there's so many configurations of power, you can't really optimize for one, because it's like, okay, well, there's a bunch, you know, with different abilities, different RAM, different allocations, different this, different that. Switch 2 is like, okay, you know what you're getting, let's just make it for this system, you know? Yeah, I know. Guys, when I said rent was $700, I'm talking like, this is like 2 decades ago. Like when we were first getting out of, like, you know, when I was first, you know, getting out of college and stuff like that. I'm talking about like back when it was actually affordable, like back in the day, you know? When the world, we used to live in a real true society back then. Trust me, guys. When, you know, the dollar menu was still a thing. There was a thing called a dollar menu, and it was actually legitimately $1 plus tax. Like, yeah, that used to be a thing. I know that's crazy. It sounds crazy, but trust me. Let me tell you guys a story, okay? You used to be able to, when I was an adult, you used to be able to go to the gas station, fill up your tank, a Corolla, for $12 to $20 would be how much you would pay to fill up your tank. From empty to full, you can go eat at Burger King or McDonald's and spend about $6 for not even $6, like $5 or $6 for fries, a drink, and a burger, okay? And then you used to be able to go to the movie theaters and you can watch a movie for about $5 to $10. So you can do all of this on a budget of about, for a night, of about $40. Less than that. There used to be a time when me and my homies did less than $40. I mean, you might only need about $25 to $30, honestly, for a night. That's all you needed for one person. Less than that, maybe, you know? $20 for some gas, $5 to $6 for some food, another $5 to $10 for a movie ticket, you know? There used to be a time. They'll never know. Oh, and like I said, yeah, your rent was like around, you know, $500, $600, $700. So like, there used to be a time, guys. And by the way, that was like a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment too, by the way. So there used to be a time. Not anymore. Never again. Oh man, never again. It's double, even sometimes triple, quadruple. Cheeseburger at McDonald's costs like $4 or $5 now. Let's see here. Remember the 39-cent cheeseburgers on Wednesdays? Yup, 39-cent cheeseburgers on Wednesdays. Fish fillet Fridays, dollar fish fillets. You spend at least $100 to go out to eat now. I know you might, you might. You know. Oh man. After completing Metroid Prime 4, I'm now going hard in Divinity Original Sin 2. So much better now, 60 FPS, looks good, 1080p handle. Okay, Jackson, tell me about that. The Divinity Original Sin. You're looking at a 60 FPS on Switch 2, and you're looking at 1080p handheld. What are you looking at docked? Do you know what the resolution is docked, or what's going on there? Like, that's why you may never go to Steam OS for all the hardware. Too many configurations for any company to work on. Yeah, to me, I just like set console, you know, specs or whatever. You know, I'm kind of simple. I'm a basic Becky when it comes down to this type of stuff, man. So for me, at least, I don't need all that stuff, but I get it for other people though. Like, you know, like I get it. I get what other people are saying. Like I get that stuff as well, you know? Like I understand. I understand. Went to the movie theater with a friend. Cost us like $50 minus tickets. Yeah, I went to go watch the Mario movie a couple years ago, and I think for me and my wife with some food, I think I spent about $60 to $70 for 2 tickets. This was before my son was born. Yeah, because he was born later that year. So yeah, I spent 60 something for 2 tickets and like some chicken wings.
The price of my mortgage is about 4 Switch 2 Mario Kart bundles. It's not cheap to live.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you live in a cheaper area too. That's the funny thing. You don't live in like the most expensive area out there. So yeah. Absolutely. Me too. I'm paying. Ooh, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm about 5 plus for me. about 5 plus for me every month. That doesn't count other stuff, but yeah. Let's see. What's your take on the new Street Fighter movie? I think it's gonna be so cheesy, but good, because Street Fighter is a cheesy franchise. It is a very silly type of franchise that takes itself seriously, but then at the same time doesn't take itself seriously. So I think that the movie echoes that attitude that Street Fighter is. Street Fighter is goofy. It's serious, but it's goofy. Like Dan and certain characters are really silly, you know? So yeah, I think that the movie captures what Street Fighter is. Street Fighter is not completely serious, but then again, it's also, you know, not a comedy, but there's definitely funny things that happen in Street Fighter. Like if you watch the shows, or if you've watched the show, various different types of Street Fighter animations over the years, whether it's intentional or not, Street Fighter comes off as goofy. It just does, you know? Even like the original, like, even we thought that was funny back in the day. I'm like, bro, why did this dude get knocked out like that? I just thought it was funny. So to me, I've always seen Street Fighter as like a silly type of, like a serious but silly type of franchise, you know? The old anime movie was pretty good. Oh yeah, there's some good stuff, man. So yeah. Yo, how much can you squat? How much can you squat, bro? The banana. How much can you squat? Let's see. The only thing that I don't like about Bison in the movie, like the new movie, is that he seems a little bit too thin. Like I think they should have put him like make him like a little bit more, you know, because like Bison's got like huge shoulders and everything, like huge thighs and shoulders. But I mean, it's like whatever, you know. Like he definitely kind of looks like a Temu Bison. But you know, it is what it is, you know. He kind of looks like Temu Bison, just a little bit, Excuse me, real quick. Sorry about that, guys. I had to sneeze just a little bit. 50 is yeah, 50 is, I think that makes sense. 50 is Balrog. Like, I don't mind 50 as Balrog. I mean, it might have been better to get like an actual boxer, like a heavyweight boxer. But no, 50 as Balrog isn't bad, and it looks like 50 got in shape for that role. He definitely lost weight and got in shape from his appearance in the Super Bowl. So it looks like he took it seriously and got in shape to be Balrog. Because like they showed him, unless they did some alteration, like it looks like he has a 6-pack. You know, 50 Cent's not young anymore. He's actually, I think he's almost 50. I think he was born in 1970 something. So I think he's like going on 50 or almost 50 now. So the fact that 50, almost 50. The fact that he's actually seems like he's in pretty good shape for the role is good, you know. So let me see this here. 50 Cent. Yeah, he's born in 1975. Yeah, so he turns 50 this year, July. Oh, he already turned 50. He's 50 years old, right? Yeah, so he's looking pretty good for 50. Let's see. 50 was Golden Gloves boxer in his youth. Crazy thing is he knows how to box for real. Yeah. That's good. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they would have got like an actual like young like up and coming boxer, like an actual like a young up and coming boxer. I mean, 50 knows that. I mean, obviously, yes, he knows how to box and all that. But I'm just saying, like, get like somebody that actually like is built like Balrog. 50 isn't quite as big as Balrog is. I think Balrog's like 6'3", like 250 or something. In the, let me double check. Balrog, Street Fighter, height and weight. But I mean, it's good enough. I'm not trying to... Yeah, Balrog is... according to this, Balrog is 6'6", 318 pounds. So, yeah, 50 Cent is not 6'6", 318 pounds. I mean, it's going to be tough to find anybody 6'6", 318 pounds, though. That's insane. That is a very weird build right there. So, yeah, I doubt they'd be able to find anybody that'd be able to fit those measurements plus be able to act. I mean, maybe you could, but I mean, that's like a football lineman right there. So, good luck finding that. So, I think 50 cents, just pick 50 instead, you know. I mean, and they don't have to look exactly like like they don't have to be the exact height and weight for every single character, you know, like that's obviously doesn't have to be a thing, you know. There was a little bit of controversy online about the Street Fighter movie, like somebody put a tweet out there, not even like controversy, but a lot of people don't know the lore behind the characters. They're like, oh, well, I thought Ken was Japanese because Ken, like, you know, looks white, and it's like, well, Ken is Japanese, but Ken has always passed as just white, but he's mixed. Ken is like half or 3/4 Japanese. But Ken does things to kind of rebel against his pops and stuff. Ken's kind of like a little bit of a weirdo at times. But yes, Ken is Japanese. He is definitely Japanese, but he's always passed as white. Ken's always looked and passed as white, but he's Japanese. But I think he bleaches his hair. Ken bleaches, like he bleaches his hair. So sometimes he has blue eyes, sometimes he doesn't. I don't know. They've kind of changed it up over the years in terms of how Ken looks and all that. But yeah, Ken's Japanese, but he's also white too. Like he's both. Let's see here. Hard to fit anyone in that from a super anime art style. Yeah, I mean, 50 got the look in the face. Only other boxer could have done it was young. Would be Crawford. I think maybe if they would have got like maybe Wilder, they could have got maybe Wilder. But I think Wilder's 6'6", or he's about 6'6", or he's 6'4" to 6'6". So maybe they could have got Wilder. I mean, that could have been a guy I think that they could have got for it. But you know, 50's fine. I think 50 has obviously he's an actual actor, so it makes sense to get 50. You know. So yeah, Street Fighter's official measurements are yeah, they are kind of weird. They're kind of weird, but you know, whatever. Like I said, it's all good. It is all good. Yo, what up, Infamous? Welcome. The one time they live action Street Fighter action they look just like the arcade was City Hunter. That was a parody, of course, but it was ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Cody Rhodes, Guile, so random. I mean, I think it makes sense because Cody Rhodes is like, isn't he like the American dream or the American whatever in wrestling, right? He's like, that's like his whole gimmick is like the American person, the American guy, you know? So I think it makes sense for Cody Rhodes, right? That's his whole gimmick in wrestling. So now he's like the hardcore American, like Guile is, you know, hardcore American. So, you know, the tattoo on the shoulder, you know, the military, you know. Let's see. Cody Rhodes looks cheap as Guile. I mean, everyone's gonna look funny with that hair like that. I mean, who's gonna play Guile that doesn't look kind of funny? I mean, Jean-Claude did a pretty good Guile, right? But I mean, like, who are you gonna get that's gonna look good with that freaking, like that you know, that hair? Nobody has that hairstyle. Like, I don't see any white guys rolling around with the Guile, you know. So like, everybody's gonna look kind of silly, you know. Everyone's gonna look kind of silly. Let's see here. I'm surprised they didn't get John Cena instead. Yeah, I mean, John Cena, they could have maybe got John Cena. I think Cody looks a bit more like Guile than John Cena does, though. Like, I do think Cody looks more like Guile than John Cena. But I mean, yeah, they could have done John Cena, too. They could have definitely done Cena. I think they probably thought about Cena. I think they thought about Cena, but I think they wanted to go Cody Rhodes instead. Because I do think Cody Rhodes kind of has a bit more of the, like, Guile is a tall, slender, but muscular build. John Cena is also tall, but John Cena was like a former football center. So John Cena's a bit more thick, you know, he's a bit more wide than Cody, and Guile is definitely more like buff, but he's also a bit lanky. I think Guile's like 6'2", 6'3", which Cena's also that tall too, but Cody seems like a bit better fit, just like from just me, like body type, right? Just looking at it, Cody's a bit slender, definitely muscular, but a bit slender and tall. Kind of gives me the impression of a Guile more than Cena, you know? So yeah. Let's see here. In Chun-Li and Ryu step out. Just restart Guile's music. Guile's theme goes with anything. There you go. John Cena could probably. I mean, I think John Cena would look even sillier than Cody Rhodes with that, because at least Cody Rhodes has blonde hair, right? His hair is usually blonde, or he's done blonde hair before. I don't think John Cena's ever had blonde hair like that, so I think it would just look. I think it'd look really silly. I think it'd look even sillier than Cody Rhodes if you see John Cena doing flip kicks, you know, with how big that dude is. Like, doing flip kicks with a guy like Cody already looks kind of silly. I don't know if that's gonna work. Shout outs to Jamal. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that, fam. Don't remember where I saw someone said that 50 Cent has triple widow's peak. Triple. Well, that's Balrog's haircut. That's the hair. You got to do like the haircut. So yeah, that's the yeah, triple widow's peak, man. New style. Cody looks more like Nash than Guile. Yeah, maybe, but Nash and Guile kind of look alike too. So yeah. 308 pounds. Street Fighter stats are off compared to real life. I mean, NFL, you'll find guys that are 6'6", 300 and something pounds. Like, yeah, NFL. But yeah, most people obviously aren't as big as NFL linemen. But I mean, Street Fighter has, like I said, weird. I mean, like, dude, Zangief is like 7 foot, 400 something pounds. I think the guy that they got to play him though is freaking massive. So I mean, okay, that's good enough. You know, he ain't 7 foot, but he's pretty much what is that guy that plays Zangief? That Russian dude, right? He's got to be like what 6'5", 6'8", something like that. So I mean, that's good enough, you know. Let's see, I think we can all agree. It'll be better than Borderlands. I think we can all. Oh, the Borderlands movie. Okay, yeah. Yo, shout outs Jamal. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for the support, brother. Thank you. He would look silly, but people would have loved it more. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe. I don't know if they would have loved. People love Cody. People love Cody Rhodes, man. It's like, hold up, let's not downplay how popular Cody Rhodes is. Come on now. And I get Cena's super popular. I get that. Cena might have costed more than Rhodes too, because Cena's been in way more movies, so I'm pretty sure Cena would demand a bigger salary. I think Cody Rhodes is a good pick. I don't think Cody Rhodes is a bad pick for Guile in Street Fighter. I don't think he is. You know? I don't think he's a bad pick. Zangief Zangief was a good casting. I think Zangief was a pretty good casting. From what I've seen so far, Zangief seems to be the best, most accurate casting. But like I said, I don't think they're bad. I don't think any of the casting's bad. And I think that the Jason Momoa, they got him in there. You know, they did get they got Roman Reigns for Akuma, right? They got Roman Reigns for Akuma. I think that's pretty good. I don't think that's a bad casting at all. He kind of looks like Akuma, you know? Roman Reigns kind of looks like Akuma too. So I think it's a pretty good casting. I think Momoa and Roman Reigns are both good castings as well. Crispy Tofu with the $1 dono says, hey OJ, can we get some Street Fighter 2 music? Take me back to the 90s, please. I know, seriously. Street Fighter 2. How about we do Ken's theme? Street Fighter 2, Ken's theme. That's my favorite character from Street Fighter is Ken. So we do. Thank you so much for the $1 dono. I appreciate that, Crispy Tofu. Let's go. 130 on the board. Combo bricks. We are going even further. Let's see here. Cena been planning the WWE retirement for 3 years, so I don't think he was even available for them to be, between the series he was shooting in WWE. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't even available. And plus, it's like he was doing like what was that, Peacemaker or whatever, or that he does, or I forgot what's that superhero he plays or whatever. So he was doing that. He was filming that too, if I'm not correct, right? So there's also that. That Dutch giant is. Oh, he's 7'2". Okay, so there we go. He's 7'2". He's huge. He's a big dude. That's a good casting, man. Because yeah, Zangief is like 7 foot tall. So Overall peak, good casting, yeah. I showed my wife that. She's not big into Street Fighter, but I showed my wife that. She wants to go see it in the theaters now with me. J2 Blue with the $5 dono. Ninja Peach.
50 Cent with the triple widow's peak rolling on the floor laughing. I stole that joke from somebody else, lol.
Okay, yeah. The triple. Look, that's the Balrog. The Balrog is the triple widow's peak. It's all good, you know. Let's see. It's all gonna come down to the story and overall pacing of the movie. I mean, it's gonna be one of those movies, though, guys, that it's probably not gonna be good. And you saw how they were acting. I think they were setting people up for this movie to be cheesy. Like, they were setting people up for this movie to not be good. It's like, I'm not expecting like a Titanic level, or I'm not expecting like oh my god, this is like an Academy Award winning. I'm expecting this to get slammed by critics. I'm expecting it to get slammed by critics. I'm expecting it to not be seen as a great movie, but if you like Street Fighter, you're probably gonna like the movie. Like, it's gonna be decent enough. I think that's the type of movie that it's gonna be, because, you know, like, they did not seem serious about this. It seems like they had to delay it though, because there was some reshoots. So it seems like they wanted to make sure that they got things right, generally speaking. But like, even the music choice, like, they didn't go with actual music from the game. They went with a group that I just found out about them. There's like a Beastie Boys impersonators, and I mean that in a very good way. The song for the movie trailer, Punk Tactics, I went and looked at the people that sing that song, and these guys are like Beastie Boys. They remind me of the Beastie Boys. Like how they sing, how they act. Their music videos are you know, low budget. And that's how Beastie Boys did. Beastie Boys did a lot of low budget looking type of things, right? Like, just looked raw. It looked like real. It did not look you know, fake. And when they did do stuff that looked fake, it was clearly looking fake, like Intergalactic, right? Where you have like the Godzilla old school, you know, like they were very set. So to me, that sets the tone of the movie. The movie is not serious. Just, if you, like I said, go off of the song, go look up the movie. Like I said, I can't play it here because they copyright, but go look up the song. It's called Punk Tactics, and go look at what the people are doing in that song, and you're like, okay, that's the vibe. The music for trailers, that's the vibe that they give for the movie, and it's not serious. It's like, cool. Beastie Boys are cool, but they're not serious. Nobody ever took Beastie Boys super serious like you would take like Tupac or Biggie, right? But Beastie Boys are still great. They're still incredible. So that's kind of how I'm seeing that. Nobody's gonna rate Beastie Boys above the serious rappers, right? But they're still incredible, right? They're still incredible. So that's kind of how I see it. I see it as a not serious, but still gonna be very fun, you know, movie. Nothing meant to be corny, cheesy. I won't be mad. Yeah, I don't think it's meant to be super serious or like, oh, it's real hardcore Street Fighter, you know, oh, you know, and Bison killed Chun-Li's dad. Like, they're not gonna get into like super deep. It's not gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be silly. There's gonna be the serious moments where, yeah, there is gonna be like that thing between, you know, Bison and Chun-Li, and there are gonna be some, but it's gonna be silly. I mean, they have the Eric Andre guy dancing and doing the whole thing like that. They've got what's his face, Andrew Schultz, that guy with the weird mustache, that comedian playing Dan, so like, I don't think it's serious. I don't think this is gonna be like a serious thing, Let's see here. If this movie doesn't win an Oscar, they're getting robbed. Yeah, right. Yeah, man. Really have to talk about, I loved how video gamey the Silex fights were Metroid Prime due to electrocutes for. Oh yeah, they're definitely super video gamey. Come on. Just has to be better than Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter movie, right? I mean, it's not going to take much for it to be better than that movie. I mean, it's not going to take too much for it to be better than that movie. Oh, man, it's not going to take too much. So hopefully it doesn't take... I don't think it'll take too much for it to be better than that. Because that movie was bad. That movie was bad. Let's see here. Let's see. So yeah, shout out to Justin. Appreciate you, man. At least they went with the original track, though. LOL, better than rerun movie music with alternative effects. We got only 46 seconds, though. They're gonna have a lot of raunchy violence. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they went with a track. I said that track was from about 3 years ago. A group called I forgot what they're called. They're called it's just like two guys' names. I don't know the name. They're like a tandem. So they're like, Yeah, they're called, the group is called Joey, Valance, and Bray. That's where they got the song from. Joey, Valance, and Bray. So yeah, if you want to look up the music, it's some good stuff. Like, if you like Beastie Boys, I highly recommend checking out the group Joey, Valance, and Bray. If you like Beastie Boys, they sound very much like Beastie Boys. So let's see here. What's up, Gabriel? Welcome, man. How you doing today? Chun-Li movie classic. Oh, that Chun-Li movie was trash too. I hope we get a Street Fighter the movie game again, like the OG Street Fighter movie. Street Fighter movie the game. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that game was a disaster, wasn't it? I remember that game. They used like the digitized graphics and all that, you know. Excuse me. So yeah, the digitized graphics for that type of stuff. So yeah. Sup OJ, I just finished Prime 4 today. Solid 8 out of 10 for me. No spoilers. The last fight was awesome. The music was a banger. Gotcha. 8 out of 10. I gotta ask a question for anybody just giving it 8, which is a good score overall. What would you score Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3? What were the scores for that game? If this one's an 8, do you think Prime 2 and Prime 3 are better? And what's your score for Metroid Other M if you've played those? I don't know. I'm playing through, and listen, I think 8's a great score. That's a fine score, but for me, it's higher than an 8. I don't see how this is an 8. I don't see how it's close to a Metroid Other M, you know, which might be an 8 or a 7. I don't see how this game is close to that, but I get it. 8 is a good score. But I want to know, what would you score the other ones if you've played and beat those games? Any info on the Zelda movie? Nah, no info on the Zelda movie. Let's see here. Prime 4 is a 9 for you. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning more towards, I would say 8.5 to 9. You know? What's up, Shinru? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Oh, it was horrible. That's the point. Yeah, exactly. But the Chun-Li movie, it was like, not even like campy. Like, I don't think it's going to be as like cheesy good as this new one, you know? Like, is this, I think this one looks, even from like a bad movie standpoint, I think this one looks like a way better bad movie than the Chun-Li movie, you know? 10, 9, 8 so far. 8.5 or not done with Prime 4 though. Okay. What's up, Max Only though? Welcome to the stream. Time for another Street Fighter, the movie, the game, digitize actors, digitize them all, put them in there. Justin with another $3 dono. Let's go.
Heads up for people playing Divinity 2 on Switch 2. It's 30 FPS in handheld, but 60 FPS in dock mode.
It shouldn't be 30 FPS in handheld. And here's the reason why it shouldn't be 30 FPS in handheld. That shows to me that they did not have the time to optimize it. They did not have the time to optimize the portable mode in the game. They did not optimize it. Now listen, I'll take the 60 docked, and I'll take the fact that you can play it portable 30. That's obviously better than a stationary console where you have to get like a PC handheld, or you have to get like a something else to play, like a separate device. I'll take that, and I'll listen. The 60's good dock. That's good dock. 60's good. It is more of a console game anyway. I just wish they would have got it at 30, performance mode to 60. Maybe lower the resolution on the portable mode to get it there. But I mean, I don't know the inner workings of that game. I know that they said they had to fight like hell just to get it running at 30 on the Switch 1. So maybe they were thinking with the upgraded graphics, or maybe once again it's a Xbox and PlayStation game ported over to the Switch 2. But at least they got it 60. I mean, if all else, at least you got it at 60, docked. Compared to some developers, they're not getting it even at 60 docked. So I'll take that. Although, I haven't played it yet, but I'll take it. I'll take that over nothing, Prime 1 is a 10 out of 10. Echoes is a 8 out of 10. Corruption 9 out of 10. So it's worse. So it's a point lower than Corruption. You think Corruption's a point higher than Metroid Prime 4? Okay, interesting. Because I played Metroid Prime 3, and I don't know what Metroid Prime 3 does better from a control gameplay. I mean, story-wise, maybe I kind of like Silex more than the main villain in Metroid Prime 3, Corruption. So I'm kind of interesting, because like Corruption, if you talk about like the Wii version, I mean Wii Remote's okay, but there was some issues with the Wii Remote gameplay and all that, and like different planets and stuff, loading times, certain different things like that. So interesting that you think it's a whole point. Corruption's a whole point better. Same as Echoes though, so I can understand that. But yeah, I don't know. I played Metroid, and Metroid Prime 3 is my favorite Metroid Prime game of all time. Like that's like my favorite Prime game of all time. But yeah, 1 point better. Okay, interesting. Yeah, no mouse controls. Yeah, definitely not the best optimization. I mean, especially since it's a PC style game, it's a CRPG. No mouse controls? That doesn't make sense. It helps a lot. The characters, the creators know it's campy. They're going for that, opposed to the 90s movie, which failed in every way. Although I love the lady who played Chun, Ming-Na Wen. Yeah. I hated that movie back in the day. I watched it, I was like, yo, this movie sucks. Like, I thought that was legitimately terrible. The way they're using upgraded graphics, it's harder and heavier, around 30 gigabytes. It's nearly 3 times the size of Divinity on Switch 1. So they are putting it way up. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying that they're lazy or anything like that. I just don't think that they had enough time, or maybe there was issues with optimization with portable mode, because they like, even CPU wise, like, I think that they could, like I said, if they had more time, or if there was something they can do or whatever, they could have probably got that to 60, or at least like in a performance mode. Portable. But I get it, dock, you do have access to more the clock speeds and all that, so get it running at 60. I think I love corruption. I think I love corruption than most people. I like corruption the most, so I'm with you there. I personally don't see how Metroid Prime 3 in that game in its current state, in terms of playing it on the Wii, is a whole point better than Metroid Prime 4 from a gameplay perspective. I just don't see that. Like, Metroid Prime 4 plays way better. However, I can understand Metroid Prime 3 in terms of maybe the structure of the game you feel is better. The bike isn't as good as traversing through, like, with Samus's ship and doing, like, ship raids and stuff like that. So I get it for sure. I get that. MP4 is better than MP1 for me. I played them back to back, so no nostalgia goggles for me. MP1 has better level design in some areas, but MP4 for me, the only desert and the volcano are bad. Okay, the flare pool was, you didn't like flare pool? I don't feel like flare pool was that bad. I felt like the other place after, the place that you get like the fifth teleporter key necessarily wasn't the best looking. But yeah, I get that. That's cool too. Like, I get it. Yeah, like Metroid Prime 1 level design is really good. It's really good. I like it a lot. I think it's fantastic. But like I said, I think sometimes I get lazy in games. Like Metroid Prime 4, it's like way easier to get to where you need to get to. Like, it's way faster. So for me, it's like, yeah, Metroid Prime 1 level design is better, but it's like, I can get to where I need to get to faster in Metroid Prime 4. I can get there faster. Like, the layouts and levels are easier to navigate and get to. So yeah, but no, Metroid Prime 1 level design is obviously incredible. Dylan, thank you for the 37 months, man. I appreciate that. Are you the only one who likes the desert? You might be the only one who likes the desert. I don't dislike the desert that bad. I just think that they could have made it a bit more dynamic. In terms of like the valleys and like ways to go, and like more interesting in the level design. I do like the fact that it's easy to get to where I need to get to. Like, I don't mind that at all in terms of a hub world. I think it's just it's a small hub world for the most part. So I don't mind it, like the hub world being, just going, hey, look, I can just spend some time getting to where I need to get to. I mean, yeah, you have to collect some green energy, but that's super easy. I didn't have to do too much with that. But I mean, I get it for some people how like they might not like that at all compared to like what we got before in the past. Thank you for this 37 months, though, man. I appreciate that. Metroid Prime 1 is still, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Metroid Prime 2, 7 out of 10 due to the suit choices. Prime 3 Corruption, 9 out of 10 due to the fact that Dark Samus is causing phase on corruption and planet exploration was great. Okay. MP3 loading screens really burnt me out towards the end. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think a lot of people don't remember those loading screens, bro. Like, those loading screens were, oh my god. Like, a lot of people don't remember them. They do not remember the loading screens in Metroid Prime 3, bro. They do not remember that. I think if Metroid Prime 3 came out in today's day, exactly how it was, it's not getting a 90 average Metacritic. It's definitely not getting a 90. Now, some people will just rate it that high just because, oh, well, the previous one got that, so I got to be cool with the fans. But I don't think it's a 90 rated game. In today's standards, apparently, today's standards, Metroid Prime 4 with level design and how they're doing it. I mean, Metroid Prime 3 is great, but yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, Switch 2 is struggling to run Unreal Engine games. I expect these issues to be fixed by one patch from UE side. I think firmware, and I would just think firmware patches, but then also just getting more familiar with the hardware with this engine. I think that'll help out too, like Unreal Engine 4 was. Also, some X-Man on Twitter is very salty. Digital Foundry said Metroid Prime 4 is one of the best looking games of this year. Yeah, I mean, I saw like Keemstar's stupid self, his drama alert. Like, they should just stick to doing drama videos and stuff like that, because they're like, oh, Nintendo fans, you guys are crazy, you guys are tripping out, this doesn't look good. And then like the actual experts who analyze graphics and who look at things, at least experts is you can say what you want about Digital Foundry, but they know graphics better than Drama Alert, you know? So I think definitely, I think I saw some people saying, oh, well, what do you think about this, right? So obviously, you know, they analyze and they do a better job of analyzing graphics than like the random Twitter user who gets spammed with the desert, you know, over and over and over. So yeah. Let's see here. Did Metroid games have multiplayer? Some games do, some games don't. Metroid Prime Hunters has multiplayer. Metroid Prime 2 has multiplayer. The other games, Metroid Prime Federation Force has multiplayer. The other games do not have multiplayer. So 3 games in the Metroid series has multiplayer. Most of the games don't. There is a cool poster set for Prime 4 you can get in the Platinum Points from the rewards program if anyone's interested. Oh, nice. Poster set. That might be cool to get. Soul Valley is the very definition of fine. Nothing incredible, but doesn't ruin the game for me. Yeah, like I said, it's just a hub world to get from one part of the game to another. I don't see it as some type of crazy problem. Like I said, you can get across it pretty fast. I mean, there are some things to do, and they're like you have to collect some mech parts, and like there are some like, you know, secrets to get there, but it's nothing too crazy. I thought that it was okay. Like I said, you can get there fast. Like, and another thing that I like about it is that it takes you out of first person. Like, so this is definitely more of like a personal thing than a actual thing that's like a negative about the game. Even if it didn't take you out of first person, you know, it's whatever. But the fact that you can play like while you're collecting the green energy or whatever the case is, the fact that that's in third person to me is so much better. So I you know, listen, it's not a lot of the game, but it's enough for me to bring it up. Like, and I'm going to bring it up in my review when I finish. Like, I like the fact that there is some time that you're not always in first person outside of Morph Ball. Because in the past with Metroid Prime 1 and 2 games, I mean, you don't go out of first person too often. It depends, like, if you're doing screw attack in some of the games or when you're doing certain things. But this game with the bike, you know, you're out of first person. And to me, that just creates a little bit better equilibrium for me, not being in first person as much. But once again, previous games had Morph Ball. You know, they had other things where it did take you out of first person, like, you know, you're flying with the ship or whatever, Metroid Prime 3. So it's not like, you know, the previous games were like, oh, it's just all first person. But this game, you probably spend the most time out of first person out of any Metroid game, because you still have the Morph Ball stuff, plus you also have the bike stuff as well. So yeah. So for me, it's a positive than it is a negative. I like Soul Valley. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I enjoyed it. And the diversity and gameplay provides was appreciated. Explore 1-2 hours, then decompress Viola for 10 to 15 minutes was great. Yeah, and even then, like 10 to 15 minutes, that's just like if you're, you know, collecting the green energy, doing whatever. I mean, you have to collect it, so depending on like what you do during the game, it can be more annoying or not. If you're not collecting any green energy and then you have to collect it all at a certain point, then that might suck because it might just feel boring. But if you've been collecting it like me, anytime that I go out there, yeah, I decompress a bit after I'm done. I just go down, I just smash some things around, I go and explore a little bit. It's fine. It's a nice little change up. But obviously there's people that don't feel that way. You know, they don't feel that way at all about it. So I get it. I love MP4. Personally, it's a 8.5 to 9 for me. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. But once I get my final score, I'll give you guys my final score, my final whatever when I'm done with the game. I'm not done yet. So shout outs. Appreciate that, Justin. Thank you for another $2 dono. Yeah, driving in third person always a better option than first. Yeah, first person driving is just, I hate that. That's just weird. There should be no games in first person driving. It should only be an option. It should never be like a thing. Like driving in first person, no. That should just be an option. Dread is amazing. I think the final boss in Dread is actually the best boss in any game series. Quadraxis in Prime 2, Silas Prime 4 is easily third. Yeah, I like Silas as like a main villain. I like Silas. I like him a lot. So yeah, I love the boss fights of Prime 4, man. So much better than Prime 1. Also, Silas fights are goated. Yes, the boss fights that I've played so far in Prime 4 are really good. They feel more memorable than a lot of the boss fights in previous Metroid games. But once again, like I said, maybe we're just preaching to the choir. Maybe we're just hard. Maybe we don't know what we're talking about, you know? Because I'm perplexed at this at these. I'm honestly like I get it, but I'm not like I was shocked before, but now I get it because I've read some of them. But I don't agree. Like I disagree. Now that I'm playing the game myself personally, I disagree. If I felt that it was like that, then it was okay. Like I never said like, oh, Metroid Other M, the score should have been way higher. I never said that. So it's not like I'm gonna defend every single Metroid game. I never said, oh my god, Metroid. Well, I mean, I said it afterwards, but I felt that, okay, listen, I get why Prime Federation Force got the scores that it did. Is it that bad? No, but I get it for that time, right? So yeah, it's not like I was thinking that every single Metroid game is like, oh yeah, it's the best ever. I don't think that. You know, overall when it comes down to it. Now, I did say that Metroid Dread was too low, even though 88's a great score. And I do feel that that Prime 4 is too low. Those are like my opinions. Is that Prime Dread and Prime 4 are both too low. I think Dread is more like a 9.94, 93. And I feel that Prime is more leaning towards, I would say, at bare minimum, would be like an 85 minimum. 85 to 90. That would be like what I would say like the range would be. But Dread being an 88, I think Dread being an 80, I don't know which one's more of a misfire. Metroid Prime being a 79, that's bad. Metroid Dread being an 88, that maybe that's not as bad because it's right around where I thought it should be. But yeah, Dread is not an 88, even though that's an incredible score. It's not an 88. It's not. It's like a 90 something, you know? Because the only thing that you can say about that game is the music is not that great. Like that's the only thing but what can you say about it from like a Metroid perspective? What can you say about that game? Why it's not as high as Metroid Fusion or Metroid, like, come on, Metroid Fusion has a better score. Does anybody actually think Metroid Fusion is better than Metroid Dread? There's not a single soul that thinks that Metroid Fusion is a better 2D Metroid game than Metroid Dread. That's why reviews are kind of like, they don't really matter as much. I mean, they're a factor, but they don't really, like, it's not the be-all, end-all. Because nobody actually thinks Metroid Fusion, like, I would say the majority of people who have played Metroid Fusion and have played Metroid Dread don't think that Metroid Fusion is multiple points better than Metroid Dread. Like, nobody actually thinks that. So yeah. Solix is a hater for real. so yeah, man. Yeah, so I'm looking at it like Metroid Fusion. Fusion's a 92, you know? So Fusion's a 92 score. Dread's an 88. Does anybody actually think Metroid Fusion is 4 points better than Metroid Dread? That's absurd. That is absurd to even say that. that is an absurd thing to sit there and say Metroid Fusion is 4 points better than Dread. Absolutely not. There's nothing Metroid Fusion does better than Metroid Dread, outside of maybe music. That is about it. But Metroid Dread smokes it in everything. Content, gameplay, variety, blah, blah. Dread just smokes it. So, no. That's why I said, like, reviews are reviews, right? Justin with the dollar as well says, Assassin's Creed Shadow Switch 2 update announced coming out December 17th. Mentions fixing FPS issues and crashes. Yes, I did see that. So that's definitely good. I'll check it out for sure. I didn't want to play it before the patches. I wanted to play it once they knew it was going to be, you know, going to be ready. So, so I love Fusion back in the day, but I was replaying on NSO a few months. Fusion's great. I just don't think it's 4 points better than Metroid Dread. Like, I think Fusion's a great game. I think it's definitely, maybe Fusion should have been the 88 and Metroid Dread should be the 92. I think it might be flipped, you know? So yeah. I really wish Metroid dropped the hard mode isn't available from the start BS. I wish it does too, but apparently Metroid Dread's hard mode is actually legitimately really hard, and it might have given people problems playing from the very beginning. But yeah. So the MP4, which is one of the most beautiful Nintendo games of all time, is still at a 7. That's what I'm saying. Like, that makes zero sense. This game is not. Metroid Other M is at a 79. Metroid Other M is at a 79. Does anybody actually, if you've played through, and be honest, once again, not just because I think something and obviously the chat feels away, does anybody actually think, who's played through Metroid M, does anybody actually think Metroid Prime 4 and Metroid Other M are the same rated game? It's like, does anybody actually think that? Like the game that you control with the D-pad on the Wii remote and you have to flip it back, like, and there's tons of talking in that game too. There's more talking than anything, you know? So it's like, does anybody actually think those are the same? Like, that's insane. This is a malpractice when it comes to the reviews, in my opinion. Malpractice. Metroid Other M. Come on now. We all know that Metroid Prime 4 is much better than Metroid Other M. Multiple points better than Metroid Other M. but yet they're the same score right now, 79. That's stupid, very dumb. Let's see here. Yeah, Dread's like Dread's like a 93 or 94. Like I said, the only bad thing that I can say about Dread is the music. That's the only thing that I can say, like, hey, that wasn't that memorable. I don't remember anything from Metroid Dread music-wise. That's it, which is a big part. I mean, music is important. But I mean, controls 10 out of 10. Level design, at least 9 out of 10. Presentation, 10 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. Like, gameplay, come on now, 9.5 to 10 out of 10. If you average it out, it should be at least a 93, 94. So it's like I said, music, maybe like a 7 out of 10. You know? Music's not bad, it's just not great. It's just kind of mid-ish to okay. 7 out of 10 for that. So I'm giving it like a 9 point something, you know? But that's just me. That's just me. I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. What's good? MP2 has been my all-time for top 5 for decades. Metroid Prime 4 was better, but I'm not an ideologue that blows the gasket over anything new and new they dare to try. Yeah. This is why reviews suck. This in particular with Metroid Prime 4, yes, these were not good. These were not good. It's malpractice. In 10 years time, looking back, people are going to acknowledge how underrated Prime 4 is. I think so. I think 5 to 10 years from now, when more people play the game, they get their Switch 2s, they say, okay, I'm going to go back and play Metroid Prime 4. Or maybe they announce Metroid Prime 5, right? And they're going to go back and look and say, oh my gosh, Metroid Prime 4 was way better than what it got. Now, do I think that if they make a Metroid Prime 5, which I think that they will make, they'll take the technology and the engines and everything they have and just make a new Metroid game, reuse assets? Yeah, they're going to learn from this one, and they're going to make a better game. They're going to make the next Metroid game should be a lot better with this team that they have in place. So it should be a lot better than what it was, or than what Metroid Prime 4 is. So maybe that will get, like a 90-something rating, the next Metroid Prime game. But I don't think this one is a 79. That's insane. To be the same rated as Metroid Other M, that's just like, it's opinion, but it's just not true. It's factually not true, even though it's an opinion, but it's factually not true. Oh, man. The fact that Xenoblade didn't get a 90 at the day, I realize that these review scores are sketchy. But I mean, Xenoblade got an 89. So, I mean, really, Xenoblade got submarined by like 2 stupid reviews. Like, there was this dumb reviewer that put the game on easy and didn't want to play it. And he just hated it. Because he beat the game in like 30 hours or something. So I'm like, wait a minute, you just put the game on easy. But it's got an 89, and that ruined the 90. It was essentially a 90, but yeah, it had one stupid reviewer that put the game on easy, and just rushed through. It was like, this game's not good. I don't get it. Didn't play the other games probably. So yeah, I'm looking through so many 9 and 10 out of 10 scores for Xenoblade. Like literally like a ton, like just a ton of 10s, a ton of 9s, like so many 9s. A lot of 8s as well. But what was the score? Here we go. It was Slant Magazine, Slant Magazine. They gave it a 5 out of 10. That's what submarined the score, they submarined that's what submarined the score down, because the game came out on July 26th. They gave their review on September 9th. So like a month later, or not a month later, but like a couple weeks later, oh, we're gonna give it this score. And Game Critics, they gave it a 6 out of 10, and that was like October 11th, 2022. The game came out in July, right? August, June, July, the game came out in July. The game came out in July. When did the game come out? I think the game came out July 26th, right? That's when I see a lot of the reviews. Okay, yeah, July 26th. And then you got some people like months later piling on bad scores. It's like, dude, what? like you read like the snippets. I'm gonna get that done in just a bit. Dane Gonzalez, thank you for the $1. I'm gonna read off what you just said. Xenoblade Chronicles, Slant Magazine, 5 out of 10. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 cannot get out of its own way. This is, after all, a game that provides a tutorial on how to complete tutorials and keeps piling on slight mechanics well into the 20-hour range. He just did not like the fact that there's stuff to do in the game. Like, there's mechanics in the game, you know? He did not like the fact that there's actual mechanics in the game, that there's a lot. Dame with the dollar says, MP1 is 8 out of 10 for me, MP1 is 8 out of 10 for me, MP4 is 8 out of 10. I have nothing against NPCs. I knock it down a point because the music feels absent for too much of the game. The ambient sounds don't do it for me after a while. Also knock down a point, I'm not a fan of some things of the end game. The music in the game is incredible. The only ambient sound is in the desert, but the music in the actual like flare pool and in the other those are actually incredible. Volt Forge, I have no idea what you're talking about with the music in Metroid Prime 4. Like I said, the desert, yeah, ambient music, but the music in other places, Fury Green and all that, those are not just ambient. I don't know how you knock it down a point for the music. That seems crazy to me. That seems absolutely crazy to me that you would knock down a point for the music not being good in the game when the music's actually incredible in the game. So I don't know. That's just me. But I found the music to be really good in Metroid Prime 4, for Metroid standards at least. Definitely better than Metroid Dread. Definitely the music's better than Metroid Dread music. So I don't know. Let's see here. Prime 4 music easily, top 3 easily. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm sketchy on that in terms of but most of the music in the game is not ambient. Like if you go to the different different locations, those don't have ambient tracks. So I don't know, man. I don't see that as a negative on the game. Let's see here. I listened to a podcast, and once they complained about Xenoblade 3 tutorials coming hours into the game, then in the same breath they said they liked how AC Valhalla gradually rolled out tutorials. The funniest thing about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 got bashed for not telling you how to play the game. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 got bashed for telling you how to play the game. You know, so that was the funniest thing. Like some people gave Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I don't like this. Oh, they didn't teach me how to play. I don't know how to play. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 teaches you how to play. Oh, there's too many. I don't understand. Like, why is there so many? Like, and the tutorials aren't even that long. Like, they just say, hey, look, this is how you do this mechanic. Because if they layered it all on at once, then that would be overwhelming, right? So yeah. So weird. I know, weird stuff, dude. Weird stuff. I like I said, I don't get it, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, Fairy Green, Volt Forge, opening menu music theme, Silex theme. That's about it. I mean, that's pretty much you're either in. There's only like a few different parts, so like the soundtrack isn't massive. It's not a super long game. But the music that's there I thought was pretty good. I don't think it's bad by any means. Let's see. These to be fair, these could be different reviews under the same org. Yeah, like how Eurogamer, they have like Eurogamer Portugal, Eurogamer Spain, Eurogamer. They all give it the same score. They all said different languages, different people, different stuff, but they all give it the same score. Somehow they all came to the same conclusion. I guess a lot of us have came to the same conclusion, like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. But it still just seems weird to me. It still seems weird. Okay, so yeah, let me read the full. I'm gonna read the review. I'm gonna read the full review. No. Well, I'm not gonna read the full review. Oh, maybe I am gonna read the full review. Okay. Let me see here. Can I? After all, this is a game that provides a tutorial on how to complete tutorials. It keeps piling on slight mechanics well into the 20-hour range. Actually, maybe even to the 30-hour range. It does that. Throughout the large-scale maps and near constant grinding battles create an illusion of progress. The class-based system suggests a greater level of control than in the series' prior entries, but things are really just a sign of more well-oiled time suck. There isn't really anything more to do in the thundery floating island of Sarah hovering reefs and Forest Desert and Cascadian Marsh beyond following a handy red navigation line to move to cutscene, cutting down swaths of enemies along the way. Yeah, that's just not true. There's tons of side quests and other things that you can do. Yes, of course, you're kind of running from the enemy, so you're kind of going, like, they're trying to point you in the direction of where to go, but there's plenty of side quests and other things to do in between when it comes to, like, completing, like, the little, navigation that you have to complete for, like, requests for people, to doing side quests for people inside different villages as well. So, yeah, that's just not true. The series' epic scale designed to make players feel as if they're traveling across backs of titans, running the pacing. Since it takes forever to get just about anywhere, this particularly is galling, given the Mio, one of your allies, is understandably agoniist-ridden about her impending death, perfectly fine to spend some in-game weeks or not months, fast traveling around the map to farm collectibles with no real sense of purpose beyond reaching Sword March. Okay. Mio isn't the only casualty of the game's exasperating plot-to-progress ratio. It's not until the end of the 4th chapter that things start to pick up. By then, though, you may ask yourself why it took almost 40 hours, give or take a few hours depending on how many side quests you've completed. So he's just upset that he can't beat the game faster. See, this is why, like I said, you don't take a lot... My boy's going nuts in the background, too. This is why you don't take a lot of reviewers seriously. It's like, I'm angry because I have to play the game, and that there's too much stuff that I have to do. So this person, like I said, doesn't like JRPGs. He just doesn't like the progression of JRPGs, which is fair. It's okay, but a 5 out of 10 just seems crazy. On top of that, like, he even says this point. This is why I don't look at these reviews. It doesn't matter that there's a good story at the heart of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 that delves into the purpose of life and the necessity of conflict, because these themes aren't integrated into the majority of what you'll actually be doing across the game, which is also not true. Which is also not true. Oh my goodness, that's not true. The side quests and other things, it absolutely feels that way. Once again, tending to Collectopedia built-in fetch quest is easier than ever in the series, but they're even more pointless since you're not actually interacting with or building bonds with those who make requests. That's how it is in terms of the Collectopedia stuff. That's how it is in all the Xenoblade games. It's just a way to get easy experience points and whatever if you want to do it. You don't have to if you want to. You don't. It's not a that you have to do. Obviously, it's better if you do it, but you don't have to do that. And some of them actually, you do build some bonds with some of the people in the Collectopedia overall. So that's also not true. The enemy design is great, but with the real sense of escalation between tiny fodder-like creatures, you can beat down their larger named brethren. You'll have to return to slay much later in the game, but after all these enemies are dispatched in the exact same way, with your party mindlessly auto-attacking, with occasional input from whichever character you're controlling. See, this is also another, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. This is a guy, like I said, I'm pretty sure you played this on easy. Mindlessly auto-attacking. You cannot just mindlessly auto-attack and then just whatever character and then just do something with every character. That's not how it works. You have to do the different types of attacks. You have to do like the chain attacks. You have to do so much stuff to beat the biggest bosses in the game. You can tell that he didn't. You can tell that he just knows that you have to come back, but he didn't actually do that because you don't just mindlessly attack in Xenoblade. Like I said, if you're playing on easy, maybe, but if you're playing on the harder difficulties, you have to actually use the strategy in the game. It is not mindlessly auto-attacking. That's how you know this person doesn't know how to play. He just put it on easy or had it on normal and just tried to mash his way and spam his way through the game because he didn't want to play it. So that's how you know that this is a fraudulent review right there. Right there, you know. Mindlessly in Xenoblade, there's no such thing as mindlessly auto-attacking. One, it auto-attacks, so you don't mindlessly, it's not mindless, it just attacks. And then you have to wait for things to build up, and then you do whatever. And then on top of that, once again, you have like your chain attacks, you have the different things that you have to do in terms of debuffs, buffs, in terms of all sorts of stuff. So this guy doesn't know how to play the game. Clearly, he does not know. Because if you played it on hard, or if you beat some of the tougher bosses in the game or whatever, you're not mindlessly doing anything in that game. Unless you're playing on easy. If you're playing on easy, then yeah, you can mindlessly do whatever. So yeah. They gave it a 2.5. So they gave it a 2.5 out of 5. But yeah. This says, if you can, please consider supporting Slant Magazine. No, I'm not going to support Slant Magazine. I am not going to support your Patreon, or I'm not going to make a donation. Because this review was trash, Aaron. Trash review. We gotta read the comments, bro. Let's read the comments. Let's read the comments. You should be banned from Metacritic, just like Famitsu. Whatever it takes to get clicks. Why is it always Slant Magazine has the worst takes and the worst writers? Seriously though, giving Breath of the Wild and Sekiro a 4 out of 10, No Man's Sky near a perfect review. Can Slant Magazine get competent people to play games every year? Same old thing. Terrible. Don't worry, I got ad block specifically for these people. I ain't giving up nothing. I'm sorry, but your brain isn't complex enough or your IQ isn't high enough to understand Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Go back to your brain dead From Software games. I don't believe that From Software is brain dead, but... I guess about everyone was wrong about you, but what are the odds? Bob the Builder, sometimes opinions can be wrong, I guess. 9 out of 10 game for me. Best game I've played this year with some minor flaws that bring it to 9 out of 10. I agree. Like a 9 out of 10 is a fine score. It's kind of funny how this review doesn't even mention most of the actual flaws of the game and instead hates on all the things that are completely subjective in nature. It's like me giving Elden Ring a 0 out of 10 because I personally disliked it. No, if I reviewed it, I would be objective. I wouldn't include my personal opinions. Well, I mean, reviews can include personal opinions, but I mean, how objective your review is going to be judged. And like how objective that you are about the review is going to be judged. So keep that in mind. If you think the combat is needlessly complex, then you should have played on normal. Also, anyone who's played any other Xeno game, I think he played on easy. I think this guy played on easy. I don't know if he played on hard. There's no way this guy played on the hard difficulty. There's no way. The games hinge on giant sprawling landscapes to explore, collect random things. It should really have people who understand the genre to review games, not random people who sometimes play games. Nintendo's absolute garbage take. I would be embarrassed to attach my name to something so wildly inaccurate. Brain dead fans attacking a perfectly valid review. This game is full of bloat and boring as hell. Great review. Brain dead loser. Completely agree with you. I adored Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is terrible. The open world has little to do. I was dawning between plot points. I played over 50 plus hours. I got to chapter 5 and I was like, well, this game sucks. And to make sure I was right, I read the ending weeks after I stopped playing. I wait to see if you ever feel compelled to play it again. Spoiler alert, I didn't. Anyone who thinks Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a great game is blinded by their own fanaticism. The game runs poorly. No, it doesn't run poorly. It has worse graphics than Xenoblade Chronicles 2? No, it doesn't. Poor pacing and character design? No, the character design is great in the game. Pacing's great too. And should have not been released until they actually gave the open world stuff to do. The funny thing is that this game has more open world stuff to do outside of the stuff. Xenoblade 2 has a lot of random side quests and bloat. Same thing with Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 also took a lot of patches to even get half the features that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 had there at launch in terms of optimization. How about the map? Map, better navigation, actual tutorials. These are all things that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did not even have at launch, or you had to go buy them in a store for tutorials. So I don't know about all that. Being 41 and having played hundreds of games at this point, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the most disappointing release I've ever played because I expect much better from Monolith. Okay, fair for them. If what they're saying is true, okay, I understandable. But there's definitely some things that I disagree with heavily in terms of like pacing and stuff like that. I disagree with that heavily. Frustrating, right? I agree. I like exploring Xenoblade Chronicles 2 way more, even if the gotcha recruitment irked me. They just kind of brush aside that gotcha stuff, right? Just brush that aside. So they agree with this guy in terms of things, but they brush aside that gotcha thing is probably one of the most, in terms of pacing, that gotcha mechanic completely destroys pacing. Listen, I love Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but you can't sit here and tell me that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is paced better when you have to randomly do gotcha grabs to potentially get blades. What are you talking about? How is that paced great? Like, hey, I want this blade. Let me randomly open 5 million packs of Justice Crystals and boosters to randomly get something. No, that's not better pacing. That's not better pacing than actually doing the side quests to get the best abilities or get the best recruitment characters and all of that. Where you know, hey, I'm going to get this character if I beat this quest or if I... Sorry, that's not better. In terms of pacing wise, getting random blades at random times where you might not even get the blade that you want. Like you can play the whole game. You might not even get Cosmos. You might get her. It was so random. So no, you can miss me with the pacing stuff. Miss me with all that. Miss me with all that. You described every Xenoblade Chronicles game and the reasons you listed as negatives are positives for most people. Let's see. Oh wow, worst review. Oh, is this? Oh, it's the actual Aaron guy. Is it the actual reviewer? His name is Aaron? Is this guy? Is that him? Let's see. Oh wow, worst review ever. It took me 70 hours just to reach chapter 4 and I enjoyed every second of it. Not sure. Sure, I may be way overwhelmed, but that's the fun of Xenoblade. Also, grinding is very easy. You have to just spam named encounter several times and kill it with the chain combo. Which I don't think this guy even mentioned the chain combo stuff. The combat mechanic is fun as well. It took time to fill up your bar for sure, but you pay attention to directional combos, fill up your bar. It was engaging for me. So yeah. Let's see. Another racist Sony pony who's 5 years old and does not like or does not know anything about video games. Why don't you play a lesser game like Elden Ring? Oh god, this is stupid. let's see, illiterate dogs take embarrassing pictures. Oh, that quantum TV stuff, clickbait review. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, yeah. Some people agree. A lot of people don't. When it comes down to that. Worse graphics than 2 is absolutely, yeah. Worse graphics than 2. That's an insane take. That's an insane take. Especially like no. But like whatever. I get it. And in terms of performance, let's not mention the can we talk about the performance of Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Xenoblade Chronicles 3 does not perform in terms of performance. Like it can definitely dip below the 30 FPS. But we all saw the Digital Foundry thing. We know how Xenoblade Chronicles 2 looks portable. We know the resolution of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and how it looks, and we know the performance of how that game is. Let's stop with the cap, guys. Let's stop with the cap. So let's stop with that, man. Let's stop with that. So anyway, it is what it is. Oh man, it is what it is. Let's see here. Just dropped the 1-800 drug-free helpline for the author, bruh. I have one issue with Xenoblade's gameplay. Easy and normal modes are too easy to be strategic, but if you play on hard mode, random mobs, too much HP, so extra difficulty for mobs. Like, I think that the thing with Xenoblade 3 in particular, because that was the first time that they actually made it to where you have easy, normal, hard. On hard, they have a ton of HP, but they're also expecting you to grind a bit. On hard, they're expecting you to not only to grind, but to know every single high-level tactic. Like, you need to be optimized. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you don't need to be optimized. Like if you don't pay attention, or sorry, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, if you don't pay attention on normal, it can be difficult. But if you pay attention and optimize, it won't be too hard. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on hard mode, they expect you to know exactly what you're doing at all the times, to where you can get large swaths of HP, like chunks of HP. So you better optimize your gear, your equipment, and your lineup. Like you can't play around and have fun in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. If you do, and you have an unoptimized team and unoptimized classes, like let's just say you're trying to build up one person for a class to be able to get certain abilities. Like you better know what the best class is for each character based on their unique strengths, and you better have all the items that do that. If you don't do that, then yeah, it's going to be super damage sponge because it doesn't allow you to have fun and play around with the classes. Normal mode, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 allows you to play around and have fun. You can mix and match your classes and get your level ups and get your abilities and mix and match and have no problem. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 says no. On hard mode, it says no. Okay, sure, you can have fun with your classes, but expect to be, fighting a lot. If you want to optimize, you can body people easily in the game on hard, but that's not as fun because you want to be able to have different classes and learn the abilities and mix and match. So that's the problem with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on hard mode, It's still fun though. Still fun. But I see what he's saying, though. I see that. LJ went crazy over the weekend, picked up a bunch of games: Metroid Prime 4, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Skyrim, NBA 2K, WWE, Tomb Raider, Red Dead Redemption, and... Why would you pick up so many games at one point? I hope you got discounts on those games. So, that's good, though. I mean, if you feel like you needed to do that. Sometimes you need to do it. Sometimes you need to just, you need to treat yourself a little bit. Sometimes you treat yourself a little bit. So yeah. So that's Justin with the $3 dono.
Lower performance might be them using the same crusty day 1 2017 Switch they used for Xenoblade 2. That's the only way I could see worse performance. Lol.
Yeah, that might be the only way. Absolutely, Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono, Justin. I appreciate that. Shout outs, man. Let's go. So yeah. The erosion of trust will continue to more reviewers' opinions diverge from the target audience. Even trusted sources are becoming questionable. Yeah, that's why I don't really look at, to be honest, I don't really look at anybody's reviews when it comes to games, man. I really stopped looking at people. Like, I don't take them as like, I never took them as a be all end all since 2008, 2009 or whatever, that whole Lost Odyssey thing. But now I really just don't. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like we'll cover them. We'll look at it. We could agree or disagree. But yeah, man, it's like, it is what it is. Like I'm good. So yeah. So it is what it is on that one. So yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, most of them got crazy discounts. Okay, that's good. That's good. Good that you got crazy. Which is the shortest Xenoblade? Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 actually is the shortest Xenoblade game. You know, it is one of the shorter Xenoblade games. So yeah. People take RGT seriously. They think that Switch 2 is Satan. I think RGT likes the Switch 2 a lot, but there's a balance between, you know, talking about it, being critical, you know, getting people to watch. There's like a whole surrounding it. But I don't think he's that bad with Switch 2. He's not like that one weirdo that talks about Pokemon all the time, Frogmire or whatever. Like that puts Miyamoto thumbnails all day, and I'm like, and then I saw somebody post a clip of him talking about it, and like what his justification for using Miyamoto, evil Miyamoto and everything, and it's like, oh well, nobody knows who Furukawa is, so people know who Miyamoto is, so that's why I'm doing it. He basically just justified clickbaiting, like, oh well, I'm doing it because people know who Miyamoto is, even though he's not involved in anything anymore like that, but yeah, people know who he is, so I'm doing that way. So it's not like that, you know. I don't think it's that levels yet. I don't think it's anywhere near that. So yeah. See, Alex on Digital Foundry is not a Switch 2 fan. Yeah, he said that he's a PC guy. He's a PC guy. I've got pretty much all the games I know. Gonna enjoy pre-order. I won't cancel RE9. Starts flopping in reviews, then I'll play RE9 a lot myself. Yeah, I'm not even looking at. I already purchased RE9. I'm not looking at any reviews. I don't care what reviews say for RE at all. I don't purchase any Resident Evil game based off reviews. I just go off of what I see overall. You know. So yeah. See the themes on my Switch 2. Themes on your Switch 2. We don't know if themes are coming, but apparently there's been some rumors that Nintendo will do themes, but we don't know, guys. So let's not get our hopes up. I don't really care. I don't do themes on anything, but I know people like that. So, excuse me. So yeah. So it is what it is on that, you know. All right, hold up. I gotta go to this. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's see where we are on time. Okay, where we are. Okay, so we are pretty much gonna wrap it up here, guys, because on time I just checked. We are I've got some stuff to do. I got some places to be in just a bit. So I want to say thank you to everybody that came out to tonight's stream. We had a good stream today. I thought it was fun. There was a lot of people that commented. Thank you to everybody that subscribed to the channel too, getting a lot of new subscribers during this stream and before this stream. So thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it. If you guys have not hit the like button though, guys, if you guys have not hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button before you go. Hit the like button. Check out my most recent video. Check out my most recent video. If you have not seen my most recent video, check out my most recent video. It is all good stuff, man. I had two videos actually. Yesterday's video, so if you didn't see yesterday's video from Sunday, I talked about Persona 6. Big news with that and Switch 2 updates. I had a video on Sony. Didn't expect this with the Switch 2, so check out that. I discussed some good stuff from Capcom and other things. So a lot of cool videos going up recently, back to back, past 3 days. December 13th, 14th, and 15th. Actually, I don't think we've missed a video in a while. Let me see, December 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I mean, 29th. I think we missed a video on the November 30th or something like that or so. But yeah, December 1st, this whole week, we've had videos pretty much every day. So we've been doing pretty good, pretty consistent. So yeah, check out the video, guys. If you haven't seen it, it's up right now. Brand new video for you guys. I'll link it one more time. And I want to say thank you to everybody that dropped support today. Today was a great day for support, so I appreciate 145 combos, almost platinum and a half, almost 5 combos away from a platinum and a half. So we got a platinum, so I appreciate that. So we got 80 on the streak today, guys. So awesome stuff there. So I appreciate that. Helps out. But yeah, let's see here. Let's get in. Justin, Dane Gonzalez, Dylan, J2 Blue, Crispy Tofu, Jamal Carter, Justin once again, hey, 1426, Zombie TechPad, streaming to stream Hokage, big 50, man. I appreciate it. 50 British pounds. Also, Momo with the Japanese yen coming through as well. Thank you so much, Momo. I appreciate that. Big dono coming in. Psycho Pie as well. Huddy. Tina. Thank you, Tina, for the subscription. I appreciate that. Yoshi as well. Thank you, Yoshi. Appreciate you, fam. Roger as well. Paul Gale. Appreciate you guys. All right. So thank you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream. We'll be back tomorrow with more streaming like always. And yeah, we will see you guys for the next one. Hit that like button before you go. I want to say thank you for watching. Drop comments on the videos, guys. I'd love for you guys to drop more comments on my vids. My yesterday's vid, drop some more comments. And we will see you guys for tomorrow's stream. Appreciate y'all. Take it easy.